What up, what up, what up?
I need that sports encyclopedia. Where you at, Steve Kim? Got Trent in the cut.
Coach Shabby.
Yeah. Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Moran.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
I'm proving with a reliable source, straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. Hop until
You are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. Use not it. What's the topic? With your logic when I flow. Big Komodo, how it's talking.
Gotta get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves.
That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so past it, don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight, and I said that guy can be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
With the gas, Smitty and Jason Brown.
Coach JB Show.
Look at it, slap your daddy in the face. What up, what up, what up? We are in the building. It is Talk That Talk Tuesday, and I will talk back. We are in the building, and it is a loaded lineup today. Woo! It is Talk That Talk Tuesday here on the Coach AB Show with Big Smitty, as we need you to become a member today. Subscribe and become a member of our Discord, Slap Nation. Download the Slap Nation app on Discord. Once you get the Discord app, find Slap Nation and become a member. You can text us all day long. We have a hell of a show today as the ladies' Ole Miss head coach and personal friend of mine, Coach Yo, joins us live in the second hour. Right after Steve Kim joins us, and then we end the show with New York Giant offensive lineman, former Packers Eagle, New York Giants current John Runyon Jr., the son of Hall of Fame John Runyon Sr., the head of the NFL Players Union. Of course, Steve Kim joins us in the first hour this week, or today on Tuesday, just because of Coach Yo's appearance. But before we get started, pound that like, subscribe, become a member if you're not one. We got a lot to break down. But let me first dive into my morning thoughts of the day. The University of Washington men's basketball team is just the latest to deny an invitation to the NIT. This is an issue that these schools, these presidents, the NCAA, and the athletic directors across America refuse to address. Those programs who continue to deny invitations to bowl games in football, to NIT tournaments in basketball, etc., will eventually cripple college athletics as we know it. The mere fact that we allow the kids to make grown men decisions baffles me, and yet we wonder why the product is yet so shitty. Well, I'm telling you why. This is it. Player empowerment is an all-time high, and these CEO, presidents, and ADs better get a grip before you have players hiring coaches and players setting salaries. They will unionize and become school and government employees, which will then lead to flat-out demise of college sports as we know it. Yes, Smitty and I would love to get paid when we played college football. We would have loved to get paid. We want them to get paid now, but it is pay for play. There's a reason why the kids only want to know about two things: playing time and how much money do I get. That's not a thing that used to make us love the sport we play. So before we get into this whole show, now to the sports side, Cowboys linebacker Vander Esch retires, says body won't cooperate. Pickett says he handled the Steelers' exit perfectly and has no regrets. Can't wait to dive into that. Saquon, on the other hand, regrets how he handled leaving New York, but says he has moved on. Kenny Pickett is why our high schools and college kids transfer and think they deserve NIL money as 2-star players. He's the reason. I tell Smitty that all the time. I can't wait to dive into it. How about compete, Kenny? Oh, I forgot. You guys don't do that anymore. Huskers head coach Matt Rule upbeat, despise losing his president and AD in the last 10 months, both whom hired him at Nebraska. Buffalo Bills make T. Johnson highest paid nickel corner in the league. And the Dallas Cowboys reworked Dak's contract, easing up some cap space on the team, along with Sports Illustrated continued operations under a new publisher. And men's hoops coach Duquesne, Coach Dambrot, retiring after this tournament's over with. Down goes another coach, but what do I know? But before we begin, my wonderful co-host, Ball State legend, Naptown's finest, 317 Far East Side great, and AR5 defending, Lamar Jackson loving, LeBron hairline having, Fox Sports' very own. Welcome him in, Big Smitty. Clap it up.
Hola, 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 bofetada y polla. Hola, bofetada y polla. People in the chat, all my Mexican homies, man, y'all know what I just said. I might have said it wrong, but you understand what I'm trying to say, though. Hola, bofetada y polla. Put in the chat what you think I just said to y'all, man. What's going on, y'all? What's going on?
I got something to say. Cállate, motherfucker. Let's keep going. We got a lot going on today.
JB is grande cabeza.
I got to ask you something.
Yeah.
I saw you asked about something going on. I wanted to show. Elon Musk posted a tweet earlier today, and everyone's texting me as well. It's not a hard concept. Basically, Elon said the border being open and that the refusal of Biden allowing Texas to arrest illegals. By the way, a 32-year-old from Yemen just got arrested in North Carolina for shooting up a store and then even attacking cops. This just happened last night. So the reason that Elon Musk posted that on his Twitter, he said, or X, he basically said that the border being open and allowing illegals in the country is allowing us to create basically one government, so to speak. So he wants to get rid of Republicans is what Elon Musk is saying. So there's basically just one thought, one ideology. One
governing party, basically, that's controlling everything.
It's just one party, and this is like the new world order. That is what he's saying. That's what a lot of people, conspiracy theorists, think. There's a one world order, new world order coming. This is it. And that's what Elon Musk just tweeted out. I know you asked that question, but that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to create that. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not that deep into politics, but I could see there's some reason, Smitty, that we got this going on. I can't figure it out either. Like, and I'm gonna start the show out like this, Smitty, and you take over from there. I don't hate anybody. I really don't use the word hate. I hate the word hate. I hate the word hate, but the truth of the matter is, I hate our government, dog. And I've never thought I would say I hate our government. They are like, I don't know how a middle-class family, like I have zero admiration. I have zero, what's the word? I have zero, what's the word?
Like you don't feel bad? Like
no. I have zero, fuck is the word? I don't want to, okay? I don't want to ever Desire, yeah, fuck. I don't ever want to get married. I don't want to have no more kids. I don't want any of that. You know why, though? Because of this motherfucker, man. How does a middle-class family survive? How do y'all buy gas, food, raise 2 or 3 kids, have a mortgage, go on a fucking vacation? There's just no way, homie. And this dude gets up on the podium and says that our government, our economy's booming and prices are down. Get the fuck out of here. The people that actually sit here and listen to that dude and believe him are the problem. And it's delusional, dog. It's fucking delusion. You ain't got to like Trump. You ain't got to like Biden. You ain't got to like none of them. But don't sit here and tell me a lie and fucking piss in my face, tell me it's rain. Because it ain't. Like, I know what's going on. You know what's going on, regardless of who's there. Like, let's just keep it real. Stop insulting the country's intelligence by telling them that the prices of groceries aren't going up. Like, go check out. Dog, you can't get, I got no meat, no liquor, which are the two most expensive things, meat and liquor. I didn't get any of that shit yesterday. I got basic, like, dumb.
Bread, milk.
Like, dumb shit. $100, man. I haven't been to a store where I haven't spent under $100 in over a year. Like, just basic shit, too. Little shit. Like, just dumb shit. Like, I call it dumb shit. You got to have it, though. Right. And it's like, $100? And I even asked the lady at the thing, like, $100? And she goes, I know. Like, they know. There's cash registers know. Like, how does everybody know? And this motherfucker gets up there and lies to our face. Yeah. And I'm going to be honest, dog. It ain't Trump. It ain't Biden. They're all puppets in the show, man. Let's keep it 100. Let's stop talking about like Trump's going to come in here and just fucking, all right, we're back to normal. Everything's cool. I'm going to drop the prices of gas. I'm going to get the food back down. Thank you, Jesus. Trump's the savior. Listen, he's not. And he can't do what he can't do. We're $1 trillion in debt.
The president's not at the top, technically.
We're trillions in debt, Smitty. For us to just go in and drop prices of everything, you got to be out of debt first. Hey, we got trillions of dollars in debt. So look, although he might be better than what we have right now, we don't know that either. The bottom line is, though, the guy we have right now is not the guy. And we are a mockery. Like, we're getting looked at like a joke. But my biggest question is why? Like, why are we trying to... Here's my point, and I'll leave the politics out after this because we got a hell of a show. I'm optimistic that we get to do a show and have great guests on, like Coach Yo, good friend of mine, great coach, and all these different people. John Runyon Jr. joins us today. Steve Kim. I'm optimistic that we can put away the reality, and the reality is that we live in a fearful society. We are now looking over our shoulder. Why? We are supposed to be in the land of the free, home of the brave, where we're supposed to live life. If we make the money to deserve to go to Bali and Hawaii and take our family to Mexico, whatever, we deserve that. We shouldn't have to look over our shoulder in our own fucking backyard. Like, we walk on eggshells in this country now because we've allowed illegals in. We've allowed these motherfuckers to come in here and do whatever they want. Now we just passed a law in our country that illegals can carry firearms.
That's wild.
They can carry firearms and vote. Hold on. What's going on? They can vote and carry firearms. Dog, strap up. Because I'm just telling you, like, there's no way in the world if you don't think they're coming for your... do you realize that we've had 900 homes? I just found this out last night, dog. 900 homes, Smitty, broken into in LA County this year by illegals. I just found out 900 homes since January 24. This is 2 months. 900 homes have been broken into by illegals that have come over the border. 900 homes in LA, only LA. I'm just talking LA. Now, I would assume LA County is one of the bigger counties in the world, obviously.
Right.
It must be like, it ain't in Compton. It probably ain't in Long Beach. It probably ain't in Inglewood because they kind of know the motherfucker's probably strapped and you walking into a death trap. But it's probably, LA County could be a lot of places. There's places in the rural mountains of LA County. I don't know where they're robbing homes at, or they're robbing them when no one's home. They're doing a little recon. But the truth of the matter is, dog, 900 homes in LA County have been broken into by illegals. And now we're allowing them to carry? Like, I'm trying to figure out why our own government wants... This ain't life we're living, Smitty. This is death that we're just living in. Like, it shouldn't be that way. It should be the other way around. I'm just trying to figure out, and that's why I came in with the hate about the government. I don't understand why we're creating... Our own citizens, our own people have to struggle like this. And we pay taxes, Smitty. We're paying them to basically die.
Damn.
Smitty, I'm gonna break it down real quick. The lottery is like at 800 mil for the Mega Millions tonight. Yesterday's Powerball, I think, is like 600 mil. Have you ever looked at the payout? So today, for instance, let me pull it up right now. It's 800 mil. If you win and want the cash out, you get $398 million. That is less than half of the winnings. Why? Why do somebody get more than half for doing absolutely zero? Everybody, all of us paid into this pot for one person to win it, and they get more than half of the winnings, and you can't do shit about it. Like, dog, I'm telling you. Like, I see, if I had the lie, and they hamstring you, Smitty. They do it on purpose because they do it on purpose because if you're an older guy, then you know you're going to take the money, and then they're going to get more than half of the money. And if you string it out, I've heard all kind of conspiracies, dog. I heard you string that shit out, you get a hell of a monthly income and all that, and it's all good. You'll get more money at the end of the day, but you ain't living 25 years, or I'll live 25 years, but like,
I know what you mean. Like at the end of the day, if you're a 40-something-year-old man, you kind of want that shit fucking soon because when you're 60-something, you're not moving around. Oh, yeah.
But I've heard crazy stories that the cats that do that, you never hear from them again. Because why? What if you just get offed? What if they off your ass? What if they off your ass year 2?
They ain't got to pay you nothing now. All that money go to them.
Telling you, it's the crazy shit, the lottery shit. I've been looking into that lottery shit because I'm going to win tonight and we're going to start a studio. But still, it's like, damn.
Hey, he said, with all that being said, I did put my ticket.
I mean, after I take the $400 million, I'm just saying.
Taxes is wild, though. It's like, I don't know, that shit. It's almost like it's some hood shit. It's like if you go to somebody's hood or something and you ain't from there, and you got to try to, earn the respect and get that pass to come in there. It's like, all right, you got to find a leader of the hood and you got to break him off some bread every time you come in there just to make it in there safe. That's what the government doing to us.
Our country, man, is becoming an absolute joke, man. I don't get it, man. There's Oakland, California. My boy's from Oakland. He's like, JB, I'm telling you right now, that shit's a third world country up here. And this cat was in Iraq for Desert Storm, lives in Oakland. He's moved right outside of Oakland. He said, "Dog, you can't drive down Oakland." He's like, "You can't drive down the street." He's like, "Dog, it looks like a third world country in Oregon right now. I mean, in Oakland right now." And he's like, "That's happening all over, though." Like, it's crazy right now, dog. I never seen our country do. I don't know why we're trying to. Everyone's gonna wonder why, but like, why are we trying to kill our own off? And Obama just came out yesterday and said he admitted to billions of people being basically a trial run for the vaccine that now looks like has cancer additives in it, all kind of shit that's coming out. And he's out there talking about we actually got to billions of people across the world. Billions of people took the vaccine. Like, I don't know what that does, dog. I don't know. I'm not into the conspiracy that deep, but I just know there's more younger cats falling out. There's more fucking people dying with great hearts, athletes, 20 years old, 25. Like, I've never seen anything like it. I haven't, but it is what it is. I don't know, dog. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why we're doing it, but it's something going on. And this ain't the world or the country we're supposed to be in. Like, the shit, I can go do this in Mexico.
Right.
Like, this is what Mexico does. Like, there's people leaving here, Smitty, going over there talking about how shitty we are here. They're in third world countries, dog, talking about how shitty our shit is now. Like, what?
It's sad, bro, to hear it. So all that we can do is stack our paper, stay out the way, stay strapped,
man,
and stay to yourself, man. Something I can think of right now.
It's wild right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. And the people that don't realize this are delusional. Like, you're really delusional. At least to open your eyes and say shit's happening. For you to say it's not really happening, then you're not really out and about. You really don't see this shit. Something's wrong.
A lot of people are just in a little bubble, though. I will tell you that.
Or you're from rural ass Oklahoma, some fucking place, or Kansas, and you have no fucking clue how real big cities who make this fucking world go around are operating on a day-to-day basis. You're from rural North Carolina where you have no fucking clue what's happening out here. That's the problem. And it's sad because small city shit is cool, but it's telling you the destruction of America happens in the big cities first. They're not coming to fucking Tulsa, Oklahoma right now. Let's get into sports, Smitty. I know we got Coach Yo on, Big Steve Kim, and John Runyon Jr.
Yo.
To start the show off, quote of the day brought to you by Bet Online. Make sure you head on over there. We got a quote of the day for you. What up, man? The real Coach JB here for the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. We got a proud new sponsor, of course, for the second part of the year, and that's Bet Online. Continue to be your number one source for all basketball wagering needs, including pro and college hoops throughout the year. March Madness is here. Join us every Monday and Friday with Jeff Nadu as we will pick them and up-to-minute odds, stats, and trends. You can follow your favorite team's path to the playoffs with in-game live betting, contests, and all the best player props. Experience the world's best wagering platform anytime from your desktop to your mobile device. Head on over to Bet Online today. Become part of the team and remember to use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for 50% off plus welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. Peace. Quote of the day, Big Smitty. The truth is only harsh if you're unable to face it.
Simple and plain.
I mean, it's so simple. See, it's crazy when I talk about all this shit. Like, I don't have to be right, wrong, or indifferent. The fact is, though, that I'm bringing up things that are happening, and those are facts and the truth, and there's cats in here denying it. Like, those are truthful things that's happening right now, dog. Like, truth shit's happening. I don't know if you know that or not, but the shit I just said is actually all happening. It's not. I just didn't make it up. Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over there. Tell them Coach JB sent you on the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. A lie travels around the world while the truth is just getting out of bed.
Damn.
Let that sink in. If you don't know what that means, think about it. Google it. Do something.
The truth be like this. The lie already did a few sprints.
Man, that's why I don't lie, dog. I don't remember shit. I'm tired of remembering shit. Like, someone asked me the other day some question. I just said it, and they were like, damn. I go, oh, my bad. I guess you wanted me to lie.
JB almost too honest, though. Like, you got to be careful. Like, a woman come to him, hey, JB, how do I look in this dress? Like, do I look a little chubby? How does my body look? And JB be like, hell yeah, you look fucking fat as hell.
That's exactly what it was.
You lying.
Yeah. The shorts just were fucking horrible on her.
At least you looked out for her, though. I'd rather you tell her than let her go out into the world looking crazy as hell.
I told her that. But anyway.
Did you hurt her feelings, though? Like, did she stay around? Did she leave? What?
You know what we should do? You want to blow up? We go to the gym. We go 24-hour fitness. And you and me go 24-hour fitness. You film me working out. And then every girl that's in there that has her ass and tits out that think it's normal.
Yep.
And that think that the men should not look.
Yep.
We just film them and just start a big old drama in there. It blow up.
Let's do it. I'm coming by this week, JB.
I'm going there with some tight ass biker shorts on, just nuts, just tight in a fucking ball, and just walking around. I'm gonna wear a super tight ass wife beater, and then like just in there like I'm in fucking tip top shape, and like fuck it. Why not? I mean,
might as well.
You fat bitches is out there wearing some crazy ass shit in the gym. Shit. Hey, you motherfuckers act like it's cool and you don't have to be talked about. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, JB, listen, hey, I'm still chatting now. I'm pulling up the JB house. I'm trying to see if I'm pulling up Thursday night or if I'm gonna pull up there early Friday. We're gonna turn up sticks, drinks. I'm trying to shoot an episode live. I know JB was trying to, potentially do it like a live morning show Friday. If we do that, I mean I gotta come over Thursday, stay the night with Ash and Callie on my face. White people got dolls in the bed all on my face. So that's option one. Option two, we give y'all an extra little night special pause where we do like a little, middle of the day type fucking recorded show where y'all jump in. It's like our version of just like the nighttime show where we get raw and uncut. But I am putting up the JB house regardless. I told him whatever plans he has, cancel them because Big Smitty will be in attendance. And I need wings and fries at least. That's all I need. Wings and fries, and I'm good to go. I'll put money on it.
D Jones, probably right. You know what I'm saying? He hyped on it.
D Jones, she is going out of town tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie. Matter of fact, JB, I gotta talk. So her flight is like early, like 8 in the morning, and she need me to take her to the airport. So I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to navigate. The good thing is I'm down the street. We'll talk offline. I gotta figure out timing wise when to drop her off, come back, jump on. So we'll figure it out though. But secondly, JB, people in the Discord are asking us, when are we throwing our party this summer? They said they need a date so they can book their flights. They're serious as hell. So I don't know if you're serious, but people are really serious about us throwing this party. So just letting you know.
All right. Let's do the brass tacks here. Poll question. Poll question. The transfer portal has ruined college athletics as we know it. That's a question.
Statement. Ain't even a question.
It's a statement with a question mark.
It's
the
a fact with a question mark.
The transfer portal has ruined college athletics as we know it. That's grammatically incorrect, but we're doing it that way because it's a real show. It's a hood show. The transfer portal has ruined college athletics as we know it. Yes or no? True or false? The transfer portal has ruined college athletics as we know it.
True.
I'm going to say true.
I'm going to say true. As a former athlete who's played recently, it's totally different now. It's totally different. We're giving players an out, and I just think it has to be a cap on how many times you can leave, man. It has to be. These players.
I gotta wait. I'm gonna ask Coach Yo here in a minute, man.
I can't wait.
Dog. North Carolina State just beat North Carolina and won the ACC championship, and a motherfucker's in the portal.
That's wild.
McNeese State is in the tournament, and a dude entered the portal. These are both teams in the NCAA tournament, and there's players that have entered the portal. I said cats entering the portal while their teams is in the tournament. Wow. Addition by subtraction is a real thing. Didn't they win the tournament? So this kid at North Carolina State entered the portal and left the team right before they went on a 5-game win streak and beat North Carolina and won the ACC title. And I'm like, dog, it's a real thing. Like, addition by subtraction is a real thing. NC State was losing with you. You left. They won the whole thing. And then the McNeese State kid just transfers out. And I don't know how many more there are. Now, I know you mentioned the portal being open is the issue.
Is the bigger issue, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right. So Big Smitty thinks that the portal being open is a bigger issue right now. It allows these kids to enter it. I am disagreeing because I'm like, you still got to have some sort of mentor, leader, some sort of nuts and guts to make a grown man decision. That's like, I'm married. I see that boom, she got an ass, and I'm chasing that down. I'm trying to hit. I don't have to go hit. I'm married. I'm just trying to figure out why no one's saying no. We're in the tournament. Now, I agree with you. It's a stupid ass thing to have it open. It's enticing as hell. But again, that's my point. We're allowing kids that are 17 to 21, 25-year-olds, kids, 17 to 25 now with the 8-year eligibility rule, to make decisions to enter a portal, though. Like, that's the problem I have. Like, it makes zero sense, man. Like, the portal don't ever need to be open, Joe. That's the problem. See, motherfucker, we make excuses and shit for the portal for kids to get out. How about we make an excuse for them to stay and develop some fucking tough skin and say, oh, you know what? I'm not going to leave. My brothers are in the tournament, and I'm just going to shit on them and leave? I'm going to shit on my brothers who we just made the NCAA March Madness tournament, and I'm going to enter the portal. Fuck you guys, right? That's basically what he just told your whole team.
Right.
Get the dog. If the NCAA don't see that's being a problem, we got a problem.
It couldn't be me, man. Like I said, I was a guy who like was loyal to my teammates, and you put in so much work during the off season, man. All those early mornings we were talking about before the show, pushing carts and running the field, running 110s and doing like crazy lifts and just the meetings. You just put so much time and effort together as a brotherhood to just up and leave. It's like, damn, how do you do that so easily? Now, again, I get it. There are cases and scenarios and times where it does make sense for this player to leave. Like they're getting zero playing time, or the head coach left, or whatever the case may be. Again, it's been time where a new coaching staff has came in and like their philosophies just doesn't fit you. Like there's certain defensive line coaches who they only fucking recruit guys 6'2" and above, long, lengthy, type of cats, where that wouldn't have made sense for me. So in that situation, it makes sense for me to transfer. But these guys are transferring as soon as they don't get an opportunity, as soon as they're not starting as a freshman, and they're out. The only reason why I said the portal being open right now to me is a bigger issue is because it's like, okay, if I know that I'm planning on transferring at the end of the season, but the portal opens right now while we're still playing, well, I have no choice but to enter now, because if I don't enter now, then I won't have the chance to enter later. To my understanding, I won't be able to transfer later. So it's like, damn. Or the portal might reopen down the road, but it's like all the teams would have already selected the players that they want, and now you're kind of sitting there stuck in the portal. So it's kind of a weird situation where it's like, okay, on one end, I don't think players should be leaving so abruptly, number one. But number two, if you're going to leave, the portal should open up at the actual end of the season, so it's not a distraction or interruption to the rest of the tournament, things like that. That's a huge error, I think, by the NCAA or whoever's running that whole situation.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fucked up. Listen, coaches can cut and run wherever they want. Players are just stuck in a situation. Well, first of all, that's the thing we always debate on the show. I don't agree with it, but they have earned the right to do so. And that's going to be a disagreement that we have on the show, point blank, period.
We'll never agree.
Like, we're always going to have that debate. So do I think a coach should take a job and leave in less than a year and leave those kids he recruited hanging? No, I don't. But without hierarchy in this world, we're seeing what we're seeing in Oakland, Frisco, New York, LA. Let's be real. You're seeing players demand trades. You're seeing in college basically saying, I'm going to enter the portal during a tournament. Whether you say right, wrong, or indifferent about a coach leaving, it's only wrong that a player is leaving his players, his brothers, that he's been sweating, crying, and bleeding with all year long in the middle of a tournament run. You can't sit here and defend that shit.
All I know is my offensive coordinator left us before the bowl game, and we lost. And I know for a fact, ain't no fucking opinion, I know for a fact if my offensive coordinator would have stayed, we win that game. The way the game went, like, it was a very close game.
I feel for you on that too, and I hate that fact.
That shit sucks.
I does. I hate that.
For real, we had a hell of a season, JB. For real,
I would never do it. I would never leave a kid to do that. And I would say if I am taking a job, I'm letting y'all know, but I'm staying through the bowl game and I'm giving you my all and all that. Like, I don't get how that happens. I hate that happens. But it's created like it's something like somebody in the chat here said, somebody here said that Lester Towns left him and took a head coaching job at LA Valley College. That's where he's at now. Lester Towns played at Alabama. I've known Lester a long time. Coached at several places. They've been horrible. LA Valley is a horrible JUCO. Lester took over there, and it's just a bad JUCO right now. And listen, we're talking JUCO though. He left to go to a JUCO is a big difference than Alabama to the Rams. Like there's a big difference because there is no loyalty in this profession anymore. And I hate that's true. I used to live by that loyalty. I used to live by being loyal, preaching it, telling everybody. I would never tell kids to do it. And I think that's why, Smitty, no one ever left me. Because I used to preach it and they knew, like, man, JB ain't leaving. This is like his wheelhouse. Like, I think if you can preach that and get it to stay, I don't think anyone ever before the portal really hit and the rumors got out there that Saban was unhappy on how everything was happening in the NCAA, if you look at it, nobody was leaving Alabama over the last few years. Nobody was leaving Alabama. They know Nick Saban ain't leaving.
Right.
They know Saban ain't leaving Alabama. If you look at the programs that have coaches that are cemented in, kids aren't leaving those programs. They know those guys are staying there. Kirby Smart, for the most part, until it's become pay for play, where it's really escalated and it's really now it's just eye glaring that now we're paying to play. Now you're seeing Georgia kids leave and they're losing kids. Alabama's losing kids. Clemson's losing kids. You never saw those programs lose kids to NIL or to the portal. Now you're seeing it, which is a telltale sign that these kids could give a shit less about what school they're at, what jersey they're wearing. It's all about the money. And we have enabled 2- and 3-star kids. And there's a lot of 2- and 3-star kids in the league, but let's be real. But when you're a 2-star kid coming out of high school and you think you're worth 5-star money, that is the problem. The 2-star used to have to grind and go prove to everybody that he was an NFL talent that got overlooked. That's why there's more 2- and 3-star guys in the NFL than there are 5-star guys. Man. But now that's not the case, Smitty. 2-star guys now think they deserve a bag of money that a 5-star is getting in Alabama, and now they no longer have to work as hard or even have the desire to do so. They have no desire to go bust their ass and prove anyone wrong anymore. If you give a 2-star 600 racks.
Right.
So, that's the problem. This is why we have a bad issue, and that's why I always say hierarchy. And that's why I always am going to be on the side of the coach that says that has earned the right. A 40-year veteran coach should be able to go better his life and for his family. And it's shitty, but that's the truth, dog. And when you get to be that age, you're going to say the same thing. Hell no, I'm leaving this fucking Walmart for Target manager. Target paying me 100 racks more. Why would I do it with Walmart? That's just a fact. That's why people left the PGA for the live, Smitty.
It makes perfect sense. But the counter though is that damn JB. Like if I'm at Ball State, shout out to Ball State, and I had a good ass freshman year, and now let's say Michigan wants me to come to Michigan to play, and they offer me $300,000, and I'm from the hood, me and my mama in the hood, and I'm getting $300,000. You're telling me because I'm 19 years old, I haven't earned the right to go transfer to Michigan and better my life too? That, you know what I mean? Even if I don't go to the league, that $300,000 is gonna help me right now. It helped my family out right now. So it's like, I hear what you're saying, but it's like, damn. So like, I gotta be older to better my life. Like that's not right.
That's not. But see, that's the thing though. Like, y'all will take a foot and run with it and turn it into a yard. If you didn't know about the Michigan in the bag, you wouldn't even be thinking about it or talking about it. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
That is the problem. We've allowed everybody to think an optical illusion that you're all worth 6 figures in college as 18-year-olds. That is the problem that I have. It ain't about you bettering your life. I'm not sitting here saying you should be held down and drugged through the mud no matter what your whole life, like I had to do. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is not all of you are equal. We're not. If we were all equal, we'd all have the winning fucking lotto numbers every day. We're not equal. And these kids have to understand they're not equals, dog. There are better players than you. There's better students than you. There's better workers than you. Like, there's better managers. There's better everything. So, like, I'm trying to figure out why, now that it is popped up, everybody deserves a trophy now. Everybody, it's a participation world we live in now. Everyone thinks they're born and shot out the womb that they're deserving of a fucking participation trophy. No, dog, you're not. And we don't have the nuts and guts as grown folks to tell these kids in the youth pop pointer in high school that you're not going to make it. You're not going D1, son. You are 5'8", 140, and run a 5'9". We don't tell them that no more. We tell them for bodies and having depth on our roster, you are going D1. You have a shot. No, you don't. You don't have it. And that's the problem. That's why people used to be mad at me. And now today, to this day, though, years later, they tell me, JB, I'm glad you told me, dog, because I would never got this degree. I'm glad you told me I wasn't shit. And I was like, look, it wasn't that you weren't shit, but like you weren't going to make a fucking 4-year roster. You just weren't. So like it sucks, Smitty, but at the same time, dog, like if there's no hierarchy, dog, we would, you and I probably would be running amok. We'd be doing all kind of crazy shit if we weren't told these are the things we can do and these are the things we can't do. Yeah. If we just could do whatever we want and figure it out on our own and find out, shit. I mean, how many kids would I have? We have, who knows? How many bad situations would I have created? I don't know. All I know is, though, that not everyone's equal, not everyone is deserving, and not everyone is worth. It just is what it is, and I don't think we understand that anymore. And I don't agree with coaches leaving dudes. I don't. I'll never do it. I never did it. But at the same time, I talk about coaches all the time being shysters. They're shady used car salesmen, and they use the players as pieces of meat in the meat market. I'm never going to change that ideology. I know for a fact that's why I was an asshole to the 4-year coach that came in my office. Because I knew once they got what they need from me, they're not helping me. Right. So I told them, fuck you. I don't need you, homie. You need me, Kirby Smart. You need Jermaine Johnson. I don't need your fucking players.
Call them out. Keep going. Who else?
I got a long laundry list.
Give me 5 of them.
Yeah, Oklahoma State, Gundy. Never was allowed in my office. Kingsbury, get the fuck out.
Get out.
Shit, I got a list of motherfuckers. I'm going to tell you, one of these dumb motherfuckers at Ole Miss at the time, way before Lane. So my point is this, though. Like, honor, integrity, character, and honor, or your word, goes a long ways in life. Now, does it get paid? Does it get you paid necessarily? Probably not. Nope. But I know when I die, since I can't take my fucking U-Haul with me or my bank account with me, the only thing that's dying with me is my fucking word. So I'm going to give you my word. And then if I lie and deceive you, then I'm a piece of shit and I'm a liar. That's just is what it is. You call me out. I think we have too many of those at 4-year level. They want the bag of money. They don't care about the kid. Therefore, they won't teach or correct the kid. And correction is not criticism. People think correction is criticism, and young kids have no clue what the difference is anymore because of the ass kissing and the dick sucking that goes on from youth Pop Warner to college. Because we're trying to keep the players from entering the portal, yet we lose integrity as coaches and grown men because we let the 5-star kid miss class, miss practice, still show up and play in the game on Friday or Saturday. And then guess what? He still transfers. So you just lost your entire locker room like this. And you lost your integrity. And you lost your fucking integrity as a man. That is something I will not do. That's why I'm probably not coaching. And the truth of the matter is, if we taught that to our players, you would probably have less transfers entering portals. But we don't do that, and we lie to the kids. And then when a guy like myself says I'm against kids transferring because it's not an equal playing field. You're not 45 years old. You haven't paid light bill and mortgages yet. You haven't put kid through college. You don't know how to change the oil. All the old shit I say that y'all think I say, it would be valid. Now it would be valid if more coaches did what I just said. Right. But we're not. We're lying to the kids, telling them how great they are. They're going to come start here, and then they get here, and they never talk to them again, and then you wonder why the kid enters the portal. But it goes both ways. That's why I'm telling you who I am and how I would operate, but then that's why I'm not coaching, because that's just they don't want that. And there's a lot of kids out here that could use my help that aren't getting it because of shitty administrators, soft, scary-ass culture, and kids' parents who are scared to be great. Period. Because every kid I've ever had in the league or otherwise will sit here and call you and tell me, damn, Coach, man, I couldn't thank you enough for fucking doing what you did to me. I would be dead or in jail, or I definitely wouldn't have been D1. I definitely wouldn't be coaching D1 right now. I definitely wouldn't be playing in the NFL. But we don't talk about those stories. You just talk about what you saw on Netflix. Get the fuck out of here.
That's real, man. That's real. JB's preaching right now, man. Pound that like button right now. We only got 200 likes, I think, and we got over 2,200 people in the chat. If you're watching from Twitter, we appreciate you, but make sure you go to the Coach JB Show, Big Smitty on YouTube, and hit that subscribe button. It takes you 10 seconds, and we would appreciate that love. My last little note, man, I agree with Josh Faley in the chat, man. They just need to go back to the old rules where if you do transfer, you got to sit out for an entire year. You only transfer once, and even when you do transfer, you typically need some sort of like reason behind why you transfer. I think they go back to that. A lot of these players will not transfer because most people don't want to sit out a year. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to really think about what you're doing if you got to sit out a year. Right now, there's no punishment to transfer. It's like, shit, I might as well. It's like, okay, I transfer here. I don't like that. Go somewhere else. I don't like that. Go somewhere else. I don't like. You just keep on going because there's no punishment. There's no threat.
This wasn't on the docket to talk about. We just came up, talked about this, and started a great conversation. But I'm going to tell you straight out, like, I've been saying it for how long, and you've been saying no, or I don't know if you said no, but I know we've had people on that don't agree with me. But you're seeing kids leave the March Madness tournament that their teams are playing in, and you don't think cats are going to leave the fucking 14-team playoff? You're crazy, dog. I've been telling y'all for a whole year. Just wait. 12-team playoffs mean absolutely shit. Now they're trying to go 14. Just watch. If you don't think they're the same genetically made up kid that's in college basketball, that's in college football, you're crazy. They're the same kid. Just one plays football, one plays basketball. Mentally, though, they're all mental midgets. They're the same. Because they're mental midgets, because the adult in the room, the coach, has allowed it instead of coached it. And it's gone crazy like wildfire, spreading like wildfire. If you don't think these cats who have no shot are going to leave a playoff team in a bowl game, you're absolutely delusional. I'm just telling you. And I'm willing to bet whatever I can bet. That
I don't think starter. I'm not saying the scout team guy won't transfer. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying people who matter, no offense, like the actual people who are participants in the game, I don't see them leaving in the college playoff. Because, I mean, we haven't seen it. Even with the 4 teams, we haven't seen it. I don't recall like an actual starter not playing and transferring and entering the transfer portal before the Rose Bowl or whatever the case may be. So we're adding more teams. Okay,
Malik Murphy, backup QBs, left last year in the playoff for Texas, and this when I started. I'm telling you, it's getting closer. You had a quarterback who's been with your roster all year long who said, "All right, we're in the Final Four of the college playoff, the biggest and best stage, the hardest thing you could do in college football, and I'm transferring." And there has been people that have been sitting out these bowl games and these playoff games. Bowl games, when that started years ago, I was the first one. I was the first one that was on this show on my old Slapstick podcast. I said, "This is a joke, dog. If you believe in this, sitting out," and then that's when I used to go at it with RG3 and Ryan Clark. And this was 4 years ago. You can sit out a bowl game. I told him back then 5 years ago, this is going to spiral out of control if you don't stop it now. That was 5 years ago, and now look at how bad it's gotten.
It's horrible.
And I'm just saying. We got about 5 minutes before we take a break, before Steve Kim jumps on. Smitty, Vander Esch, the linebacker for the Cowboys, retires, says his body will not cooperate anymore. A lot of people I saw posting comments that, you know, there's all these people out there now, especially with the LeBron thing about the whole rub and the PEDs and all this old shit. They think he's the guy that was on it and he doesn't want to risk getting caught. I'm like, dog, listen, I don't know that deep of the shit. I don't know the kid at all. I know he had neck issues. I know, what's his name? Trent Williams, or who was it?
Trent Williams, yeah. Trent
Williams hit him. A lot of people call it dirty. A lot of people say he hit him late. They say that's what fucks his neck up, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if that's true or not. It's football to me.
Football, shit happens. Like, I don't,
Yeah, but he's retiring. His body won't cooperate, so be it. Neck issues are no joke. Ask Peyton Manning. Ask Andrew Luck. Ask certain people that have gone through it. There's been issues before. It's not the first, not the last. Unfortunately, that's part of a gladiator sport. And unfortunately, we're seeing more and more injuries, in my opinion, because we're not a gladiator sport, but we say we are. See, that's the problem. That's why when you take out kickoff return, wedge busters, and full speed activity wearing 20 pounds of gear, when you tell them to slow down now and aim my hat at a certain part of a human body moving 20 miles an hour, which is an impossibility in its first, and it goes against all biomechanics, human science, physiology, biology, you name it, kinesiology, study of the body, movement of the body. Yeah. I'm
Smart.
preaching to all you fucking illiterates out there that have no clue what I'm talking about.
Smart as hell.
That is why we have more injuries. It's more injuries because I'm going 20 miles an hour at 240 pounds, and I have to stop now because I don't want to get a violation or a penalty, so I have to pay the NFL back my money. That is why we're having more injuries, because the body is not supposed to stop at 20 miles an hour and make a sudden cut and then lower our neck and head and then avoid contact and not break our neck, not injure our hamstring from sudden stop, pulling hammies, pulling soft tissues. I'm just saying.
But you know what, JB? Like, you're right in what you're saying, but the human body wasn't meant to play football, period. Even the doing it the proper way, the human body is not meant to do what we do is insane. It's normal to us because we grew up in it, but when you really break it down from a regular human perspective, you got two humans going at each other full speed, colliding. As a defensive lineman, every single play was a bang bang play. I am bracing myself against 600 pounds of force, give or take, depending on the play that was going on. Every single play for 2.5 hours straight. That's
the reason I disagree is because if you look at back in the olden days in the Colosseums in Rome, if you look at what we used to do, jousting on a horse, and we hit each other with a fucking joust or a pole. We had real, true gladiator sports back in the day. We weren't meant to do that either. Cats were fighting lions and shit. I don't believe we were meant to do that either, Smitty. And we've been doing it for thousands of years. So we didn't just invent a contact sport for the first time by putting on gear. Those people would actually look at us probably and call us pussy. Let's just keep it real.
Fighting lions and apes and shit.
Let's just call it what it is. So, or lancing, whatever the fuck it is, jousting, louncing, whatever the fuck, lance, whatever. I don't know what it
real
is.
quick.
All I know is they had a full armor on, Smitty. I heard that shit. I heard that shit weighed hundreds of pounds. They're on a horse, and they fucking hit you in the face with a 50-pound sphere, and then you fall off a 16-hand horse and hit your back and head.
This motherfucker said, I heard it weighed 100 pounds. Who you hear from? The olden days they told you? What was I heard? Who you hear from?
I'm sure there was some fucking concussions.
JB, if you fought a lion in your prime, like your prime shape, like I'm talking about JB, healthy, ripped up, cardio's good, you ain't smoking cigars, nothing. Who wins that battle?
With a what?
With a lion. Keep it real.
A lion. Come on, dog. First of all, you know me. I'm backed in. I'm just going crazy. That motherfucker, one claw, it rip your whole face off.
You just said back in the day, you said they used to fight lions and shit. They used to win sometimes, I think.
They did, but they had a full gear on and shit, I think. I don't know if motherfucker was out there naked fighting a lion.
Right, butt ass naked.
Hey,
shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to Coach McFadden. Shout out to Kid Puggy, man. Shout out to Baby Girl NYC, man. The Barwick, how you say it? Barwiqua? Am I saying it right? Barwiqua? Barwiqua in the 10-inch heels, man. Shout out to her. Barwiqua. Shout out to Jesse Euretia. Man, we about to go to commercial break. My woman making me some avocado toast. I'll be right back.
I agree with you. What? Man, so Pat's good friends with Trump. I saw a video the other day. He was out there in Jersey, and fucking Trump walked in with a red tie, and Pat's like, "How fucking strong is that?" And I was dying laughing, man. Pat sent me the video. I'm gonna be going to Boston with Pat next week or a couple weeks here for the live deal. But you got a good relationship with him, huh?
Daddy Trump, I love him. He's been like a dad to me. You know, it's amazing how if people, you know, it's that old saying, if you don't know somebody, then shut up about them. And,
no shit.
He's one of the greatest human beings. The family's one of the greatest families I've ever met in my life. And, you know, what he's going through right now is just crazy. Our country was in such great shape when he was there for 4 years, and now look at it.
Yeah, no doubt. Fucking Biden's son's on the Air Force One today, and Trump shit got raided. I just look at it like, holy shit, are they setting a precedent to do this shit to any and everybody here in the future? Because if you can raid a former president, which has never happened ever, they fucking better find some shit, or we're gonna be fucked.
They're not gonna find anything on Daddy Trump. He's one of the most honest human beings I've ever known. I mean, yeah, so he's had some bad business deals, but who doesn't? You know what? He's come out strong. He's got great golf courses where the Live's probably going to make their home.
Yep.
Which I don't blame Daddy Trump for when they kind of kicked Darrell out to Cadillac, and it wasn't Cadillac's fault. But
yeah,
I don't know. I can't understand why people are going after him so hard when he did such an amazing job for 4 years for our country.
Well, look at, you know, people depict, you know, perception's reality. I'm sure me and you can probably relate better than anybody how fucking people, you know, think how we are when they've never met us in their life. So, you know, I find it crazy how people doing jobs that, you know, have no idea on what we do as a coach or a golfer, and then being a professional golfer, the top 150 in the world or whatever it is, to get a card, and then they're going to sit there and talk about whoever, you know what I mean? Like, oh, John Daly shot at 80, but he's one of one. Like, people don't get that shit. Like, Coach Brown, you're an asshole, but you don't know me. You know what I mean? So they've never met Trump. They never met any of these people. They always want to talk about it, but you know, it is what it is. I mean,
well, for you, I mean, not getting paid what you probably deserve to get paid, taking care of those kids that are academically struggling from either Division I or even in Division II, that, you know, and you're doing your job trying to get them academically ready. And then once they do that and they're playing great and they're healthy, they leave, and you got to start over again. You've got one of the toughest jobs I've ever seen in my life, and I enjoyed watching it. Let me tell you something. I couldn't keep my eyes off of it. You're freaking awesome, dude. I love you.
So listen, you won 2 majors, 5 PJ wins, and you got 20 wins total or something like that as far as the whole tour, professional tour. You got 20 wins, I think.
All over the world. I don't know. I don't keep up with it.
Yeah,
I don't win. So let's put it this way, Coach.
Man?
If you had that record, you never would be coaching.
Hey, you know what though? I equate it to baseball, man. You know, these hitters come up, and these greatest hitters of all time, they bat whatever 320, 310. But if you really look at it, it's really 0.31% because they take so many bats and they give these high rankings. And I'm just like, dog, baseball players really have a shitty hit to strikeout ratio, but 300 is actually considered good. And it's funny how perception's reality, man. How was winning that first tour, man? You come out as a youngster. I remember watching it, man, as a youngster on TV. And I was our fan right away. I was like, this guy's different. He's the fucking, you know, the Adam Sandler of professional golf. When that movie came out, you were the guy that brought entertainment. But what was that like as a youngster winning that first thing, and everyone's finding out, okay, this guy's just not a long ball guy. He can play.
It was, I tell you what, it was like a blur. You know, I didn't get a practice round, so I went right in there, got in there at 2 a.m. because I didn't know if I was going to get in the tournament. And next thing I know, I'm in the tournament and win the damn thing. And I didn't know what to expect. And the funny thing is, I found out it's a 10-year exemption on the tour and then 5 years in the majors, lifetime in the PGA.
Wow.
And I go, if I'd have known that teeing up Sunday, I would have shot 95. Thank God I didn't know that.
Hey, that's funny how that shit works. That's serious shit, man. The same shit's happened to me, man. I'm like, shit, that is a psychological killer right there. So All right. Have you seen Physical 100 on YouTube on Netflix?
I think I might have seen the episode of it. Is it all subtitles? Like you gotta read subtitles all the time?
Well, they talk through it, and it sounds like a horrible sounding. Like let's bring in one of them, the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon of all things, Fearless on Jason Whitlock, plus on the 3 knockdown rule with Mario Lopez, the boxing extraordinaire, specialist, and knower of all things, Steve Kim. Welcome him in.
Gentlemen, good morning.
Appreciate you coming out early today. We got Coach Joe Miss on next. Let me ask you something. Have you seen Physical 100 on Netflix?
No, what's that about?
It's all Crouching Tigers. It's the greatest Crouching Tiger DNA gene pool that I have ever seen that I didn't know existed. These are unbelievably. You cut their head off, I thought they were all black.
Why is that?
Good stereotype right here.
Well, hold on, even below the waist? Wow.
Well, that's probably where we kind of differ right there, Steve. You know,
Hey, by the way,
one
get
brother
Sean
here,
King. Get Sean King on the show. Bring him to the front of the congregation, talking all that chip about Keith non-time Thurman. Oh boy, yeah. No wonder why my guy King was. I'm gonna make his avatar a blue cap. He knew Sean. Sean knew Keith Thurman wasn't showing up, and that's why.
Wait, that fight already happened?
No. The fight's not happening because I think Keith Thurman's body couldn't make it through the rigor. Steve, can you break down to the fans real quick what happened? What's going on?
He pulled out. He had another training injury, and as a wise Asian philosopher,
I can't wait till Thursday.
I mean, the wise Asian philosopher Confucius say the blade either gets sharpened or it gets dulled, and he's a dull blade. On a serious note, when you do not fight a lot and people think it's safer, I actually don't think it is. I've talked to trainers about this. I've talked to fighters. I've talked to strength and conditioning coaches. I've talked to fighters who are now trainers, and they will tell you these long layoffs where these guys put on a lot of weight, they don't train, they don't work, they don't sharpen their skills, and then they get a fight, and they have to do these extremely long training camps, and they basically overtrain and tax the body. It's not safer the way they're doing it. And Keith Thurman at one time was a really good fighter. He's had one fight in 5 years since 2019. So I am not surprised by what happened.
Man, is his career over?
It's not over, but here's the issue. If you're his handlers, and that's the PBC, do you dare have him headline another event knowing that he is put together by duct tape and super glue? I wouldn't.
What exactly was his injury? Has that information came out?
I think it was like a bicep tear, some sort of bicep injury.
Ah, damn. So there's no way to fight through that.
Yeah.
Man, that's a shame. That's a shame, man.
And I thought he was going to get knocked out anyway, so, whatever.
Have they replaced him or what?
Yeah, they switched around the card. Sebastian Fundura will be taking his place, and then Fundura, his opponent, Sergey Boachuk, will now be facing Brian Mendoza. Honestly, even though Fundura got knocked out in his last fight about a year and a half ago, given the fact he's a younger and more active fighter who's 6'6", he's somehow 6'6", 154 pounds. One of the most physical anomalies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's probably a better fight. I was not high on the Thurman fight. I thought the Thurman fight was kind of a sacrificing of an old veteran. So the show will go on March 30th.
Yeah, I actually like Sebastian Fundura. Like he was starting to early in his career. He was growing. There was a lot of hype around him, and then he got knocked out. It kind of
Smitty, I think he needs to move up in weight. The way he crumbled against Mendoza, it suggested to me that his body gave out. I remember meeting Fundura about 7 years ago at Big Bear, Abel Sanchez's gym, waiting for Golovkin to get started. And Abel Sanchez and Ben Lira are there. They say, Steve, we want you to meet this young guy. And I look up to him, and I'm like, oh, my God. I go, what weight do you fight at? He goes, well, I can make welterweight. And I go, bro, I'm 6'2", and I'm like craning my neck. I don't see how he does it. Personally, I think he should be at middleweight, and I wonder if the weight cut to 154, and I think it's a rhetorical question, hampers his ability to perform the way he would like to on fight night.
Hey, Steve, I saw a post that somebody posted a logo of just the Bills logo, the Buffalo Bills logo. And we're going to do this. We're actually going to do this on our show too. And I think someone said, who do you think of when you see this logo?
Jim Kelly, the K-Gun. Oh, the conductor. What a great quarterback.
You said Jim Kelly, huh? So you would say
damn
Jim
Skippy.
Kelly's first name?
Well, for me, yeah. Without him, there is no U. He began quarterback U. Without him, Miami may not have a football program. He's the one who began it. He didn't win a national championship, but he was the epicenter of that rebuilding process with Howard Schnellenberger. So for me, it would be him. And also,
for you talking about for Miami, not Buffalo.
For me, you think Buffalo goes to 4 Super Bowls without him? I don't. But I would say the Mount Rushmore would be him, Bruce Smith, the Terminator, and Andre Reed.
I agree with every one of your guys. I would say Bruce Smith would be the guy I would think.
Yeah, Bruce is their best player ever. And also, all due respect to Darryl Talley. Talley was a great player.
Yeah.
And, Biscuit. Cornelius Bennett. Can't forget him.
Bennett, Talley, they had some guys. Tasker,
greatest special team gunner ever. Nathaniel Odoms, very solid cornerback. Mark Kelso, he had the bobblehead helmet, the white safety.
The name that you guys are not mentioning that would come to my mind is Marcellus Wiley. That dude. That's what comes to my mind.
Dude, right, but he did not play in any of those Super Bowl runs.
Yeah.
So that's a little different.
I look at Marcellus as a Charger.
I look at him as a Cowboy. Just kidding.
Hey, Steve. Hey, Steve, I got to ask you. So some trades have gone down. Good point. So Coach Cisco said O.J. Simpson he sees.
O.J., you know what? O.J. is the greatest Buffalo Bill. Him and Bruce Smith are probably the 2 most talented, dominant players. For some reason, O.J. is not in a lot of these discussions. I wonder what happened.
Why is that?
Yeah. I wonder what happened to old Orenthal.
Was it the airport? Was it?
His tweets always seem to go viral for some reason. I love retweeting them.
I'm trying to get him as like one of our main co-hosts.
Yeah, but no, it wouldn't be OJ. OJ is in the Buffalo Bills Mount Rushmore, no matter what anyone thinks.
No doubt. Like Pete Rose. Nobody talks about Pete Rose, but let's keep it honest. He's one of the best. Who's a better hitter, Steve? Pete Rose, Tony Gwynn?
Tony Gwynn.
Smitty, why do you say that so fast, Smitty? You weren't even born around either one of them.
Bro,
I think
Tony
you said
Gwynn's
just
a legend, bro.
black, Smitty. You said it because he's black. Only reason.
That's part of it. But the power, the strength, the numbers, it's all there.
No, Pete Rose was stronger.
Well, neither of them would really drive the ball for power. But I think Tony won like 9-10 batting titles. And they were both great players. The one advantage I'd give Pete Rose was he was a more versatile player. I think he made the All-Star game in 5 different positions, ultimate gamer. But when it came to skilled hitting, he was a guy that Greg Maddux would tell you, that guy was the one guy I could not fool. I could not outthink him. Sometimes I would just throw him the ball right down the middle saying, hit it to somebody. And Tony Gwynn during his prime, before he started looking like the Padre logo, the Friar, he would steal 30, 40, 50 bases. He won like 6, 7 gold gloves. He was a type of guy that had an unbelievable amount of consistency and elite Jerry curl in the 80s. It was up there with Michael Cage and Ice Cube. So,
Come on now.
That's a good resume.
That's the difference.
Let's dive into some football real quick. Some trades have happened, obviously. Justin Fields. So the bottom line is gets moved to Pittsburgh. Do you like it, love it, hate it?
Well, if that's where he wants to be, and if he could take a redshirt year willingly and learn, and I hope Russell Wilson is ready to be a pro and be a grinder, to be none of this nonsense that he's been doing. No more Mr. Unlimited. This could be good for Justin Fields because I don't think that situation surrounding him in Chicago was meant for any quarterback to succeed. And I said this to Whitlock yesterday. Jim Plunkett, after his career, had hit a really rough spot. Got beat up in New England, didn't work out in San Francisco. Al Davis said, look, I'm going to bring you to the Raiders. You're not going to play for a year. And it worked out. They need to rebuild his body and mind and rehabilitate him. There have been other quarterbacks that have come on after not succeeding with their original team. Rich Gannon comes to mind. So this could work, but Justin Fields in this next year or two is really going to have to be an absolute student of the game. Because, look, Pittsburgh is a good situation. Someone's got to take grasp of that job. And I get the sense given the fact that Russell is in his, 11th, 12th year, look, he's pretty close to being in the twilight of what might be still a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, I got to ask you this real quick, Steve. So, like, besides injury, is there any, I guess, situation where you can see Justin Fields starting this year?
Yeah. Let's say Russell just has nothing left. Let's say it doesn't work out. Let's say the decline is precipitous. And it's funny, you talk to people that have watched the All-22, like Big Matt McChesney. He'll tell you, don't look at the numbers. Russell was not hitting a lot of guys downfield. That those intermediate throws that you got to make on time, he became a little bit of captain check down, and those numbers, cosmetically they look good, but if you actually grade the All-22 like a coach would, like JB, there's a reason why Coach Payton did not fall in love with him.
Oh, it's like Mahomes?
We'll go back to that.
Oh, I've tried deja vu. So let's go back to let's dive into some other things. Football lost two great D linemen, Aaron Donald for the Rams and Fletcher Cox for the Eagles. The Eagles, I believe, took a worse hit because they lost both captains on both sides of the ball, Jason Kelce and Fletcher Cox. I think that's huge for the Eagles fan base, whoever is in here that likes the Eagles and Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts got some shit to get out the pot this year because I said last year he was going to struggle. He did. And obviously they went on a horrible way to end the season. I think that losing your captains up front is irreplaceable. I don't know how the Eagles bounce back from it. And I hear they have a locker room issue. So is Sean King. I think they have some culture issues in that locker room. And it starts with A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. Where are you at with the Eagles and the demise of their captains, Fletcher and Jason?
Well, Kelce might be harder to replace. If you look at the Eagles last couple of years, they've drafted guys up front, specifically those two guys from the University of Georgia, Jalen Carter and the other one,
And Jordan Davis.
Those are two foundational pieces. Jalen Hurts is a classic example of a league where once you go around the rotation, the league starts to figure you out. And this is a guy that 2 years ago was a runner-up for the MVP, was an elite quarterback, led a team to a Super Bowl. I thought they should have won it. And now you're saying that he comes into this upcoming season 2024 as a question mark. That's why you got to give those guys that can give you a decade's worth of solid performances credit, because you have to consistently evolve every offseason and get better and understand your blind spots have to be covered up, or you have to make them something that you become more adept at. And you could see, especially in the last 2 months of the season, some of Jalen Hurts' deficiencies became more and more evident. And you're right, Coach, that A.J. Brown situation was simmering, and now it's open and it's out there. It's no longer a secret. He's not really a happy camper.
Transitioning to another non-happy camper shitbird wide receiver that they are, Stephon Diggs in Buffalo has come out and tweeted out, shit, I'm ready to wherever I go and all this. He's always trying to have it about him, and I just don't understand these cats. See, back in the day, we used to tell the receivers, like, look, dog, you don't get the ball unless we fucking throw it to you. Like, it's real simple. It's a real simple concept. And I never had no problems with receivers. I don't understand why these cats refuse to check these at overpaid cats, because I say overpaid because there's a million of them, Steve. This might be the best draft class ever at the receiver position. Yeah. And as far as at least pre-draft, it might be the best ever. You can find these dudes falling off trees. So why are we letting them hold their franchises hostage? I don't get it.
I wouldn't. In regards to Stephon, letting him go right now for the Bills might be addition by subtraction. And
like Pittsburgh, Deontay Johnson.
Right. So, and by the way, with the Diggs brothers, I still think Stephon's making better decisions with his life than his brother, like Trayvon. Oh my God. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about, Smitty. Anyway, so here's the thing. You're right. There's a lot of receivers. There's a track team out there ready to be drafted. It probably goes about a dozen deep. In the first 2 rounds, there's going to be a great run of wide receivers. They all can seemingly run And this is now a throw game in the National Football League. But who knows? Maybe Josh Allen isn't that type of guy to get up in someone's face. But to me, that core of the Buffalo Bills has gone as far as they can. They had a window where they could have done something, and they could never get over the Chiefs hump.
I
may have to just start over.
I think Diggs wants to play with his brother. I think Diggs wants to go to the Cowboys with his brother. And then, ironically, you see the Cowboys release, I believe, Gallup and somebody else. And I'm like, they got one guy left. They can try to make moves and try to bring Diggs over there. I can see it happening.
Okay, hold on. So let's look at the dynamic. The number one there is clearly CD Lamb. He gets a lot of targets. Is Stephon Diggs now willing to be a 2 or a 3 or just a complimentary guy?
I don't believe his ego.
Really, that's what Dak needs in his life, is a guy like that. Okay.
I don't believe his dad. I agree. I don't believe his ego allows him to think he's a 2, though. Which will probably make it even worse. Is your point, though? So
because if CD Lamb is the new Michael Irvin, I am not so sure that Diggs has the wherewithal to act like the Alvin Harper, who understands your touches will be limited. You are not the primary receiver. The days of you getting 10 to 12 targets in a game consistently in Dallas, that may not be your reality. Can he handle that?
CeeDee Lamb, Smitty, to Diggs' defense, well, not to his defense, but what I can see happening is CeeDee Lamb is one of the most inconsistent ball catchers in the NFL. If he drops 2 balls in a game and then Diggs catches 2 touchdowns in the game, it's going to go from 1 and 2 are going to switch real quick.
We'll see, but CD had a good year last year.
Really good year. It was his best year.
Yeah.
They're both kind of inconsistent. You know, the thing, I can't think of off the top of my head of one contender that Stephon Diggs could go to and would instantly, just without a shadow of a doubt, become the number 1 wide receiver. Can you guys think of, like, does anybody come to your mind like an actual contender? Like, I mean, the Chiefs just got Hollywood Brown. I think he's better than Hollywood Brown, but I don't know if the Chiefs could afford both of them, or I don't know what the size.
Yeah, they've only paid him $11 million. Hollywood Brown's a 1-year deal. That ain't hurting the Chiefs.
So maybe the Chiefs thing could be a good spot.
Diggs could go to the Chiefs. But right now, the spot for Diggs, if you want to deal with a shitbird, where he's the number 1, Chargers, Herbert.
Yeah, do you think Harbaugh wants to bring in a Diggs?
I doubt it. Not when there's this many receivers out there, and I'm sure he's done research on it. I don't know what they're going to give up anyway, because he has to be traded for. He's not free. So we might be talking prematurely here, but obviously he's deleting Buffalo off of his social media. We love when we hear that dumb shit. And now he's tweeting out shit that he's ready to go wherever. It just, I don't know, man. We just talked about loyalty and this transfer portal thing in college basketball. We're going to have the head coach at Ole Miss on after you. And we're talking about guys entering the portal as their teams enter the March Madness tournament, Steve. It is a mockery of what the college athletics is. College athletics is dead. I'm just telling you, I don't get why people are fighting the fact that it's not. And I can't wait for the first guy to sit out this 12 and 14 team playoff in football next year. And I'm going to tell everybody I told you so. If you think it's not happening, it's
Coach, let me just say one thing. If I am a general manager or player personnel director of a National Football League team and a player sits out a playoff game just to sit out, I would take a red marker and I'd say, this guy on our board, X.
What?
No.
You want to do that with Caleb Williams already right now? You want to do that with Caleb Williams right now as a GM?
Well, look, if I'm Chicago, I wouldn't draft him number 1. The guy's already has 1 foot out the door. Unless you give him 2% of the franchise. I'm like, get out of here. Go paint your nails somewhere else. There's a lot of manicure shops, other cities. Yeah, get out of here. That right there. Coach, it's funny you talk about the portal. I saw something on Twitter where a young freshman, I think his dad may have played or was an athlete, who scored like 8 points a game as a true freshman, which is not a bad start if you're not a one and done.
Yeah.
Who's transferring from Stanford after his true freshman year. And I'm thinking to myself, guy, you're going to Stanford. You know what a degree from Stanford means for the rest of your life? If you get something that's actually like a real professional field, not none of these ethnic studies. No, we're talking about if you get a real degree from the University of Stanford, and if you actually talk to people and make friends and network with regular students, not just your teammates, a Stanford degree for the next 50 to 60 years of your life will pay itself 100 times. And I'm thinking, just for basketball, you want to transfer?
Steve, I believe you and I are
Okay.
the old heads in the room. Like I'll ask Smitty right now at 30, and I'm telling you right now, Smitty, you would say you didn't give a shit, would you? Even at 30, you would leave in a heartbeat to chase a bag. Like, I think the age, this thing is just crazy, Steve, right now. This age gap has, I don't know if these kids, first of all, I know they don't, but I'm just going to say they don't understand the value of a dollar. They don't understand the value of a dollar, number one. And then they have no respect for anything, not even their own life. So we definitely can't expect them to stay at Stanford. They don't even care about a degree anymore, and nobody's even pushing a degree no more. And they're going to go to 4 schools and then just say, well, wherever I end up, whatever piece of paper I get. Like,
yeah, and I'll say this
crazy.
again. If you are one of those guys that went to 4 schools in 6 years, you did the TJ Daniels or JT Daniels, I don't see how you have a network of people that are going to help you down the line.
Well,
I really
basketball,
don't.
same way. If you're in the NBA, are you drafting these dudes that have just left their brothers that's entering the tournament, the most watched March Madness tournament? They're going to enter that, and they're leaving to go to another school. If I'm the NBA, I'm not drafting you.
Yeah, and then look, I'll say that Stanford's not for everybody. Palo Alto, if you're looking to go to a party, fun school, that ain't the place. It's not. It is I've talked to somebody that went to Stanford. Kylie Wong played 8 years in the National Football League. All right. He was a really good football player. He's actually Mario Lopez's brother-in-law. So I've had a lot of discussions about him. And he told me one time, he goes, Steve, I got the college football experience, and it's the most unique one. I'd be in locker rooms listening to the stories, and I'd be like, yeah, we did none of that in Stanford. Honestly, Stanford's the one school they actually have real students. I saw a graph where Cal to a certain degree, yeah, those communists up there. But anyway, so you take a look at like all the schools like Ohio State, Alabama, Clemson, that you think of football powers. On their board, there's about 300 to 350 kids that they can offer that academically they fit the profile and they're good enough, right? Because academics, that's what the guys. And then they're going to start paring it down. Stanford has about 40 guys a year across the country that would actually be admitted. So that's a tough place to actually even get an athletic scholarship. They do not bend. They don't make a lot of exceptions like other schools, which is okay. But I was surprised. I think it's Stojakovic's son, the one that played for the Kings.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, you didn't know what you were getting into at Stanford? Stanford's a grind. I mean, they don't have the great keggers. They don't.
There's a reason also. I know a very, very big time collective there and a booster that's basically their number one booster, billionaire. He's like, JB, we ran Harbaugh out. We ran Shaw out by giving the kids the keys to the car before they learn to drive. And he told me that directly. And that's where I got that term. I said, yeah, that's true. He's like, they ran him out. Harbaugh said, I'm out. And then
They
Shaw
had no idea what they had.
guess what? Shaw did some great things with Andrew Luck and CMC.
Shaw was lucky he came after Harbaugh. Harbaugh built that thing, and Shaw was a slow decline. Harbaugh had one of the great lines ever to Ted Leland when he was interviewing for the job. Ted Leland said, hey, our academics are actually really academic. We have, and Jim Harbaugh looked at him and said, I'll tell you one thing right now, Ted. I will find 25 young men that could play football and succeed academically at Stanford. One of his last years, I think it was Andrew Luck's sophomore year.
Yeah.
They finished with one loss. They had this one bad half at Oregon. They got blown out in that game because they had, for a 20-minute stretch, Oregon just ran wild. But when they beat Virginia Tech in that Orange Bowl, like 45-7, I have never seen a good Frank Beamer team get blown off the field like that, even against the really good Miami team. I was like, wow. I thought in a playoff setting, the way they were playing that year, I thought they could have won the national title, and I thought they were the second or third ranked team in the country. That's the best job I've ever seen in college of this century, because to do that with future CEOs, doctors, and lawyers and tech startup guys is an amazing job of coaching that Harbaugh did.
I don't know if you could do it now, though.
You're right, because I see guys from Stanford transferring out.
I would love the challenge, but I don't know like there's a reason why Saban and these other guys, like the head coach at Duquesne basketball, they're in the tournament. And he's already said, I'm retiring after we lose. like, what are we doing? This guy's already retiring, Smith. It's like,
OG.
Before the season, that this was going to be it for me. And so
this is it for me. He's not an overly old guy, Steve. He's not. We've seen older coach in college basketball. Like, I think these guys went out, Steve. They went out at an all-time high because
of course they do. I talked to somebody that was in football, made his life in it, played in it. He's an executive now who's been at both college and pro. And he said, Steve, I don't mind the portal, but good grief. You get one time. They should not be allowed to transfer multiple times. Also, another thing, I don't think it's the worst thing idea to make them sit out a year like they used to.
Earlier today.
What about Monson? I think he was at Minnesota. He had a good run there. He was at a few other places. Then he's at Long Beach State. He agrees to go away, and they fire him. And now he gets his team, and they go on a run, and they get in the tournament. So he's a lame duck coach fired is in the tournament.
Yeah, it is what. Look, college sports. There's something me and Jason talked about it yesterday. It is no longer the same. I don't find it to be particularly entertaining or enthralling anymore, unless it's football. And even then, I mean, the fact that you can have guys after spring practice in the spring game who are going to transfer. So I'm like, why am I even following spring ball? I mean, like, you literally don't know your team till like what, July or June. So I just like, it's not the same. I don't think and people say, well, things evolve. Right. They don't always evolve for the better.
That's true. That's true, man. Going back real quick, though, before I forget, man, going back to boxing real quick. So I saw Shakur Stevenson again was online, calling out the Haney, because there's rumors that they don't know if Ryan Garcia will, if he'll make it to the fight, or I don't know what's going on. What's the latest on that whole situation? Is Ryan Garcia, is he fighting, number one? And number two, if he doesn't fight, who's going to replace him?
Well, Arnold Barboza, who's a legitimate junior welterweight contender, is on that card. And it has been decided that should Ryan Garcia pull out of the fight to run for president, as he promised last week on Twitter, he will be in the bullpen to face Devin Haney. It will not be Shakur. Shakur's going to fight early July in Newark in what will be his last fight on his current top-ranked deal. That's a lot of online chatter. Shakur says a lot of things. I would hope that down the line that Shakur, no matter who he's with, gets to face a guy like William Zepeda, Cameron, who put on another great, entertaining performance, really good mix of style. That guy throws a million punches. He suffocates you in leather. Not so sure if his style is going to pull him through at the upper echelon against a Haney, Tank, or a Lomachenko who fights George Kambosos in May for the vacant IBF title. But yeah, Shakur says a lot of things on Twitter. I don't think it always helps him. And no, he is not in the running to replace Ryan Garcia if he should drop out on April 20th.
I mean, like,
we got to get ready to get out of here for Coach Joe. But look, here's that show.
마크가 늘 자랑스럽게 여겨졌었는데.
Wow.
Bailey picked the absolute worst clip to show you ever.
That looks like a muscular
Bailey's now fired. Hey, Steve, we appreciate you jumping on early. I'll see you Thursday with Sean King.
Thursday, guys. All right, guys.
Later. All right, Smitty, we got our living legend in the house coming in here right now, and she's all about that smoke. Coach Yo, I don't know if people know, man. This is my favorite. This is my favorite coach in the world. So, Coach Yo, the head women's basketball coach of the Ole Miss Rebels. Clap it up. What up, Coach?
Nice to meet you, Coach.
Hey, I was like, I know you married, happily married. I was like, that's my online coaching wife right there. Shit. Hey, I tell everybody, I'm like, that's my coaching wife right there. My what do they call it? Virtual?
Yeah.
Virtual. I'm a virtual. What up, man? I appreciate you jumping on here. I know you're busy as hell. I think you're a 7 seed in the tournament.
Listen, I've been saying no to all of these requests, and my SID was in here like giving me all the requests, and I said, look, there's only one person that can DM me and say, let's get on the show.
Hey, I love it. I love you. I appreciate you. Last year, you came on here on the tarmac on a plane after winning. I believe in Northern Cali, you was headed back in the tournament. You made a hell of a run. And this year, I hope I'm your good luck charm. We get it going.
Yeah.
I know you got Marquette.
That was our Sweet 16 run. You're right.
Yeah.
We open up against Marquette on Saturday. It's March Madness, so you can't underestimate anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't get got.
Yeah, for
It's
sure,
gonna
man.
be rough. I know it's rough. I know it's rough out there. Hey, you got named the head coach for your Bahamian national team, right?
Yep.
Congratulations. That's big right there. I know a lot of people don't know that's where you're from, and then you're the first Black female head coach at Ole Miss women's basketball history. And then I know you took Jacksonville Dolphins to a tournament bid as well, so you're no stranger to this thing. I just appreciate you coming on here for a few minutes. How do you feel this year entering the tournament compared to last year?
Well, definitely more seasoned. Last year so 2 years ago we went in and we were just happy as hell to be there. And it got sent home first round. And then
you learn.
Yeah, last year we was like, all right, we want to get out of the first round. And we ended up going to the Sweet 16. And so now we're like, shoot, well, we want to go to the Elite Eight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
How we look at the season, got some new faces. We know who we are though, Coach. You know how it is. Like from an identity standpoint, if you don't know who you are at this time of the year, you could definitely lose everything that, like, what are you really doing? You're lost. So we're a defensive team. We score off of our defense. We play physical. We're going to rebound, run, and share the ball. And I think anybody that goes into like postseason and tries to we're going to start doing this and start doing that, like you're setting yourself up for failure. So we're going to be us.
Less is more, Coach. You know that. Less is more. Shit, I learned that a long time. I told my coordinator and coach, I told my coaches, like, why are you doing this new stuff right now?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know it.
Trying to be cute or trying to act like you're like this coach. Like coaching, listen, coaching is game management. Coaching, if you're a coach, most times, because I know you'll disagree with this because you don't respect some of these clowns. But most times, X's and O's. Everybody know X's and O's. Everybody could get on YouTube, Big Smitty, and just figure it out. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's not coaching. Coaching is in-game management. Coaching is getting your team ready to play. Coaching is having an identity. And so, like, sometimes I see these articles and they're like, who's the best X's and O's coach? And I'm like,
don't matter.
Picture me caring about what the people I beat think. You know what I mean?
That makes no sense, right?
Like,
I beat y'all.
You don't think I'm an X and O coach? Get out of here. Like, that's not what coaching is. Like, what we do every day is coaching. JB, what you did with them kids, man, that's coaching because and people don't talk about it enough,
Coaching's teaching, right?
Yeah, it's teaching. Like, you had kids that, like, they was going through real life stuff, and then in 24 hours, you had to get them ready to play a big game, like, and try to take care of their families. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And try to get them back to you.
Yes.
Your level, back to your level without going to jail, without having any drama, baby mama, any of that stuff, Let me ask you something. Two-part question right out the gate. I got to ask you. First of all, there's a trending thing going on right now, of course. Would you accept a bid to the NIT is my first question to you. Secondly, is that decision solely, in your opinion, my opinion, based on the relationships that you have with your team? Because I'm seeing a lot of players dictate whether they're going or not. And I'm sitting there like, I wish I would let my players dictate some shit. But at the same time, I'm like, well, they would have never had that conversation because they would have ride or die with me because they would have said they trust me in leading them in the right way. So Do you agree with that or not? Because Washington's men just denied an NIT bid yesterday, and they said that the coach was like, I think the coach got let go today, but I think the coach was like, it's up to the players. I'm letting them decide. And then St. John's, Rick Pitino, legendary guys have also denied NIT bids. And I'm sitting there like, damn, what the game has changed into. Back in the day, NIT used to be big, coach.
Our men denied theirs too. Here's the thing, and see, that's why I came on this, because we could talk like real stuff.
Keep it real.
Not the little flowery stuff. Here's the thing. It depends. If I had a young team, we playing in the NIT. You know, if I got an old, I gotta have a conversation with them, because here's the thing. They do have us. I almost said by the they do have us. They do have control, because like, say I go to the NIT and I'm getting ready to play, I don't know, UAPB, that's my alma mater. If I get ready to play them and my players are like, man, I don't care about this, and we lose,
it's a bad look.
It's a bad look. And so you gotta like have real talks, because when you was recruiting those older kids, they thought they was going to the tournament. Right. And it don't matter. And it's their reason y'all ain't going to the tournament. but telling them that, right? Like, you play better, we would be in the tournament. Right. But they also could sit down on you, and then all of a sudden, now your fan base are like, man, get rid of coach. You know, she ain't winning. So coaches is trying to protect their jobs. The next thing that's coming up too, all right, in 2024, this portal, man.
I want to ask you that, yeah.
Oh, you got to decide. Do I want to go play and we mess around and I could be bringing, you know, Janie, who's 6'5", on campus and doing an official visit? Or do I want to go play with these jokers that got me in the NIT?
Let me ask you this. Is there any way in the world that you can delegate and do an NBA Summer Pro League style and have one of your assistants coach the NIT with your young kids while you on the road?
No, because
legalities.
They just the kids just too emotional.
That too.
If you don't show up,
just like, why should I show up? Yeah.
You out here. Come on, that's like chick at home. And you like, I'm gonna go get the chick. It's about
so everything you're saying and I'm saying is all the same thing at the end of the day when we massage it out. But at the end of the day, is it not player empowerment still at the end of it? Because we're sitting here like debating on how we get through to these kids. They're telling us this and that. And I'm like, damn, back in the day, there was no, you just shut the hell up and go. You know, now they kind of got us, like you said, by the ball. Yeah. So what do you do? Like, where are you at with this? Because like you just said, you hit the portal. There's players, and I wanted to ask you this next. There's just players at McNeese State men's, NC State men's, who just before their ACC tournament, they lost some games. They just go on a 5-game win streak, beat North Carolina, the 1 seed in the tournament for the men, get in, and this cat's entered the portal. And I'm like, damn, where have we gone? I said, this guy, and I say it all the time, coach, addition by subtraction. This cat left before they entered the ACC tournament, and then they go on and win it. And I'm like, shit, you didn't miss nothing. Exactly. And so I don't know what you think about these cats being able to. Why is the portal open right now? Is my question to you.
That's the bigger question. Like, why is it right now? That makes no sense to me.
Well, there's really no perfect time. All right. What the people that are saying that are not in the tournament, they're like, we need the portal open so we could get to work.
Right.
People like us that are in the tournament, like, how you expect us to work and try to advance in the tournament? Like, I got a visit today, and we preparing for it.
That's crazy.
Coming in, I've heard of coaches that have been places, flew back to do a visit real quick, and then flew back to do a game. Here's the thing. It's getting ready to be y'all heard it here. It's getting ready to be a shift. If you can't cut it, if you're not okay with these players having some power, you got to get out the game. Straight up, or you're going to get ran out. Now, here's my secret sauce, and I'm gonna give it to you because we fam. Like, I'm very particular of who I bring in. I don't do well with a lot of like, you know, Mickey D. I don't want to say Mickey D's because that's like that's a general statement. But
Wendy, you said Wendy's last year.
Yeah. But you know, I like the Wendy's all
I like Wendy's. The Wendy's turned up a little bit. Them nuggets and that lemonade. Come on now.
I like Smitty. I like the Wendy's all of it.
VPS.
You know what I'm saying? But for me, I'm very particular on the type of kid I go after. Like, if they come in the door, I need this. I'd be like, all right, see ya. You know, like I'm still old school in the fact, like, I want the players that got a chip on their shoulder. I want the players that someone said they couldn't do it and they ready to show the world they could do it. You know, I want the players that want to be coached hard because they're still out there. There's a narrative. And yes, the game has changed. And, you know, some people say they're soft. And yeah, and that's true. Like, we came up different. Like, let's just keep it a stat. But there are some kids out there that still want to get it out the mud, still want to work, still want to grind. And that is where these coaches are messing up because they're really not evaluators for real. Come on now, JB. You was getting kids from.
People don't know, Coach. There was like, okay, I get 30 D1 transfers a year to come back to me, which used to be the portal, right? JUCO was the portal before what is created. Now JUCO is going to probably implode, unfortunately, for you guys. You probably won't get that nutty, gutty grinder no more because they'll just go and sit in the portal instead of play JUCO. But having said that, I had 35 kids a year that went D1 that had no scholarship offers out of high school.
Yep.
That's evaluating. I'm a personnel guy like you are. It's a character evaluation on top of that.
Yep.
I'm like, my light then went off. Hold on, let me. I'm motion.
I know you got the motion sensor. You big time in the big
time, boy. I like that, boy. JB, when are you and I gonna get the motion sensor in our room? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you got to bring some money to the show, Smitty.
Right, but that's real talk. Like, see, people get caught up in these top 25. Man, I don't care about none of that. Like, I don't get caught up in the hype. If you see someone coming to Ole Miss, they come to Ole Miss because they're a dog. They come to Ole Miss because they want to be mentored. They come to Ole Miss because they rock, you know, and they got something to prove. That's it. You know, I don't got time for the prima donnas. That don't work for me.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you. I got to ask you straight out because I think, first of all, is women's basketball the most popular it's ever been? You think?
Come on, you know this.
Ooh!
All right. Now let me ask you.
Listen, I'm gonna be real, Coach. I'm more invested in as a fan in watching y'all than the men's right now, and I'm not just saying that. I'm just keeping it real.
But let me ask you, Joe. Is that because of this white girl? Or what's going on? What's going on? Is it white girl the best girl?
She your best. Hey, she your best. Hey, I don't know.
No, you know what? First of all, like, I'm a fangirl of Caitlin Clark. Like,
really?
She's so cold, man. Like,
hey, you.
Like, JB, no, for real.
Coach JB been hating on Caitlin, so I'm so glad you're saying this.
Oh, y'all see, I grew up with Lisa Leslie, yo.
Yeah, but right. And so I understood where you were coming from, but I was also mad because I'm like, come on, my guy, you know talent when you see it. And I saw you, and I'm an avid watcher of this. And so when I saw your take, I said, my boy, he's staying loyal back in Crenshaw. And I get it. But we gotta, it's a new wave. It's really why Cass was hating on you. You know what I'm saying? When you came on the scene, it was a new wave. People didn't like it. So we got to continue to, you know, but it's not just her. It's her. It's
Juju out here at SC.
It's Angel Reese, Flaj, a rapper. You got Hannah Hidalgo.
You got some dogs. I
got killers. Like, they out here. They.
I wouldn't be real if I didn't ask you this though. You are old school like me. You're a little younger than me, but you still grew up in the same, especially coming from Bahamas, coming over to America. They said, my favorite quote: "Doing something to someone else said you cannot do. That is the ones you want to play for you anyway. Same as me." And now I used to be on my front door of this office. Yep. Is it the era, though, that has helped some of these people, though? I'm talking men and women, because I'm looking at the era. I'm like, no, there's no way that dude could have did that shit on Kobe. Like, I just look at it like that. And the same with Lisa, Cheryl, Swoops, all these different, Cynthia Cooper, all these girls that I grew up watching. I'm like, man, I saw Lisa drop 100.5. And Cheryl Miller, I'm like, Keynan couldn't even get a shot off. Like, that's me.
It's like Will Chamberlain. Like, I ain't really see him. So as far as I'm concerned, it's Jordan. You know what I mean?
Recency bias, yeah.
So, and it's social media, putting this stuff out here. So like anybody could get hot in social media right now. But I'm telling you, like Caitlin Clark, she is a killer. Like you could take her out in Long Beach and she could rock with them cats. I'm telling you that right now.
Okay, let me second part to this Caitlin Clark discussion then. And this is, and maybe you can't answer this because it's NCAA a question for the committee. I guess the committee, they picked the committee. You guys got your brackets and everything. You're 7 going to play Marquette in South Bend, I think.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, Iowa got like the NBA like West bracket. Like they got everybody, LSU, everybody's in there. Why would you do that to the most popular girl in the deal? Is that strategic? Is it like, okay, now go prove you are to go? Like, what is it?
Sometimes I don't really know, because honestly, I didn't think we were 7. I thought we were 6 or 5 seed.
Me too.
Or we finished 3rd.
3rd in the SEC again. Like, come on.
Don't play us. Don't disrespect us. No, so I don't really know. Look, they put us out west last year. You see what we did.
Hell yeah.
So I know someone said, do not let them jokers come back out west.
They got scared.
They did. They got scared.
Yeah,
I'm looking at it like UCLA, Colorado, LSU, and I saw UCLA and Colorado and Stanford all play this year out west. They're all pretty good. They all got good guard play. I was watching all of them, and SC, of course, Juju, and I'm like, damn, why would you put Iowa in that joint when you trying to get them for clicks? I'm sure, just like social media, right? We like about clicks and likes. You want Iowa to go as far as you can, I would think, for a money maker. That's what they're about anyway. Like, I just thought it was weird. I thought that was weird. I thought UConn on the men's side, defending champ, being the number 1, clearly has the hardest bracket as well on the men's side. So I'm like, it's weird.
Here's the thing, like Iowa, not South Carolina, one team, and Caitlin does sell out arenas, but it's a lot. South Carolina sell out arenas. JUCO sell out arenas. LSU sell out. UConn, shoot. So like, I don't think it's gonna be bad. I think it's gonna be great for the game. Do I think Iowa team is stacked like last year? No. And so, they're gonna have to thug that thing out. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, but I'm big time SEC, so I'm hoping all of us in the SEC just runs through this tournament.
Let me ask you last question. I know Smitty has one before you get out of here. I know you're busy. I appreciate you coming on. I'm getting an Ole Miss jacket, and I'm telling.
Hey, I need one too. It's my first time. Hey, I rock with you, Coach. Your energy. I feel like I'm back at the crib right now.
Hey, I need you to go next door and tell Lane's ass, if he don't come on my show, I'm coming down there, and I got words. Lane, we text all the time. He texts me watching my show and shit, but he can't come on the show. Like, come on, man. Let me ask you this last question. What is it going to take to get over the hurdle? So you finished 3rd this year in the SEC, which is loaded by an undefeated South Carolina and what Don's done there, and then LSU. Obviously, Coach Mulkey as well, both legendary people.
Yep.
Both being put in the legend status, I would say, Don now and Mulkey. You are on their coattail, and just a girl from the Bahamas who wasn't supposed to be here. How are you going to get over the hump and beat that ass next year?
Oh, right. Well, for me, I gotta get a couple more outside dogs to want to come in, and we live in an era where we want it right now. But again, I'm traditional, And so I believe in the grind. I believe in earning that. This is our third year going to the NCAA tournament, third year, 20-win seasons, and we have improved. Last year we were able to get a transfer from North Carolina, and I could say this, like, that ain't normal to get Ole Miss to get a transfer from North Carolina, and we were able to do that. So I just feel like this season, I'm in this portal, Feel me?
And to your point, you got to do it or you're going to die, huh?
Got to.
Straight up, you got to evolve or you got to get out. That's why I respect Jay Wright, Coach K. Like, they was like, you know what? I'm out. You know, like, sometimes you got to know when to fold them. But me, I'm 41, I'm young. I'm still vibrant and into this. And I think what kids is being like, you know what? I'm going to rock with Coach Yo. Because at least she's going to keep it a buck with me. She's going to push me. And here's the thing, too. I think probably when I was like 38, 39, parents loved me, but they was looking at me like, nah,
young.
I'm going to be seasoned enough to help my daughter grow. As I've matured and they've seen it work, it doesn't have to look like Coach Mulkey. It does not have to look like Don. Like, it's okay, because I look at Don like Jay-Z, but I'm Drake. You feel me? Yeah, both of us dropping hits, you know? And so for me, I kind of look at that like, give me a chance. And so it's just consistency. Just because at first people was hitting me with the, oh, I don't want to be in Mississippi. Man, don't nobody talk about that no more.
I know.
Like, come on, stop playing. You didn't think we won enough, you know, and now we've won. And so now you're interested. So that's what I think it's going to take for real.
Last question from me, man. Is there anything different that you do? And you kind of alluded to this earlier at the beginning of the show, but going into the tournament from a preparation standpoint, from a practice standpoint, are you dialing it back a little bit just to prepare for like the strenuous tournament, or are you kind of keeping things the same?
Well, and that's a great question. In February, I started dialing it back because I believe in the philosophy. Like, one of my mentors, Charlton Young, he always says, like, your team got to be singing Kumbaya in March.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, they got to be feeling good. Like, especially women, if they don't feel good now, we'll switch up on you.
Y'all will.
So we go an hour, 15 minutes in practice, but we go hard, and they love it. They got the rest of their day to get their nails done, their hair done. All of a sudden, they living in the gym. So I'm staying consistent. We don't go longer than an hour 15. Because here's the thing, whatever we did got us to this spot.
Right.
I ain't about to try to reinvent this. Let's just go hard. Let's do what we got to do. Let's bump, bring it in, happy.
Hey, I'm the same way. Girl, I didn't go after over 145. People thought I was crazy. We had 35 D1s out of practice every year. Like, damn, why is it so fast? I'm like, they're conditioning while they practice. A, I don't got to do extra. And B, you get more out of them. When it's quick, quick bursts, go in between periods or quicker, boom, let's go, boom, boom. And they just more in tune. You know this. If you just have them sitting on the sideline, you're going to get nothing. So I got to ask you before you get out of here, last question. We're seeing all these transfers. We're seeing a girl, I think it was Stojakovic's son, just transferred out of Stanford. Steve Kim was on before you and was talking about it. How much goes into when you bring a kid in from their second school, third school, first school, whatever? Academically speaking, are you talking degrees anymore? Is that kind of done? Like, where are we at with that? Like, I know it's a tough question. My bigger question is probably over your head, though. I'm looking at the administrators of this thing. Like, how are the presidents and the CEOs? How are they like, okay, a degree from, like, I'm trying to figure it out. Like, I don't know. Maybe you don't answer that question. I don't know.
Because at Ole Miss, we promote academic excellence.
Of course. Get your degree from Ole Miss, and you're going to make it in life. That's all that matters.
But real talk, Coach, like, you get a degree from any of these schools, it's a big-time degree.
That's what I was going to say, though, for real. Like, I think here's the difference between men and women, and it doesn't make it right. It's just what it is. So, like, boys grow up being told they got to take care of their family. And I think that's why that's the first thing come out their mouth. How much am I get paid? Like, we got to stop with this whole name, image, and likeness. because the dudes ain't using likeness. The dudes is paid. Okay. Now our collective, they do, shout out to Growth Collective. They do make them dudes be out there earning that check. So, but I know everybody doesn't do that. But ours is above board. When the women, no one's telling them to take care of families, because when you think about even WNBA, if you're top 5 in the first round, you're making $73,000. You ain't taking care of nobody with that. But you got millionaires on the women's side that are utilizing name, image, and likeness. They're making a lot of money. So you're getting ready to see the shift. But I'm still having, hey, what do you want to get your degree on? But I am going to give you this joke. I was talking to a mom last night. And I said, what is such, what do you think she wants to get her master's in? She goes, basketball.
Hey,
that's real. That's real.
That's what it is now.
Like,
they see that. Ding, ding, ding.
Here's the thing. We're the front runners, athletics, right?
Yeah.
Schools need to evolve too. Stop all this degree and start getting these trades up.
Trade school.
Entrepreneurship, stock market 101. Evolve, man, because more kids will probably want to be in school because they have something they could utilize. They do not want to be in trigonometry.
We don't.
They don't want that's the prereq to get a BA in criminal justice, though. Why not take that lower level shit? Yeah.
I struggle in calculus. I barely made it out that thing. And I use a calculator, on my phone.
Shit, girl. I cheated. Shit.
One. Let's go. Podcast.
Yeah, real life stuff that you gonna actually. So I'm 30 years old. So I graduated from Ball State in 2016. I can't tell you. I everything I did in school. I don't know if I'm using any of that right now in the real world. Just being real.
You're not.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just not.
I said it on Netflix, Smitty. Come on now.
Yep.
You don't know what you get.
Remember that. And so I think presidents, and I know that there's traditionalists, but what if we had stayed traditional in athletics, And so for me, here's the thing, and I want to say this because I want to speak for the coaches. We are not complaining that people are getting paid. The issue is this, JB and Smitty. When I came to Ole Miss, I was the lowest paid head coach in the SEC. I ain't had no problem with that.
Yep. Grind.
Done anything.
Right.
Okay. As I started to win, I started saying, hold up now. Such making it.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, but I earned it.
Yeah.
The problem college coaches have with these cats is you ain't earned it, and you talking about NIL.
Thank you, Smitty. That's what I'm trying to tell this youngster every day.
Now, if you earned it and you are All-American and you see, because here's my philosophy. Everybody knows it's public knowledge. I'm $1 million coach, right? So I ain't get that on my own. My players did that.
Right.
Yeah.
So all my players got NIL deals. Shout out to the Growth Collective, because we all got to get paid up in this.
Right.
Because the days of this ain't slavery, this ain't.
And there's money.
It's money. So they all getting the NIL deals. They all being taken care of, and that's how it should be.
Right.
But my player that double gets more NIL opportunities than the player that's giving me 2 and 3.
Common sense.
But you can't come in talking about give me what the player that's. Come on, man.
That don't make sense. Yeah.
That's the 2-star thought. That's what I was telling Smitty. Let me get your take on this real quick before you get out. I know I appreciate you saying it. I say to Smitty all the time. We talk about this.
I'll be on with y'all all. Y'all my guy.
Hey, I love you, Coach. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like we family now. I didn't met you. We can go hang out. You should have been brought on, JB.
I know you got to get out of here.
9 months. You just up bring on Coach O.
Yeah, I can't give you all the secrets, Smitty. I got to train you, Smitty. I got to teach you youngsters how to do this.
Right.
Like getting the NIL bag. She just told you. So, look. Hey, Coach, real quick. You get out of here. I got to ask you, people bash me every day. I defend the coaches who are the grown people in the business that you've been doing this for a long time. You got a family, you got kids, you put kids through college, you pay a mortgage, you change the oil and the brakes. You know how to drive the car. You got the keys too.
Yeah.
We got 17 to 21-year-old kids that are demanding shit that haven't done any of that yet. And that's the issue I have. And they try to equate the coach transferring, meaning taking a new job, to a player transferring 3 or 4 times.
Thank you.
I'm trying to say, no, it's not the same, because if we don't have hierarchy, then we're going to be crazy. We're going to be a third world country. Unfortunately, that's not how the world works. And there's too many of us that have came up grinding that earned the right to coach another younger person and teach them how to become an adult. Now they're just skipping the process and becoming an adult.
And that's the two things I want to say. Because, man, here's the thing. Like, when I got in this business, I got in because there was a coach that put me on game, showed me about life, mentored me, helped develop me as a young woman. And there was also some coaches that did a poor job of it, and I felt like I could do better, right? People that are in this game, like us, 80s babies, 70s babies, 60s, 50s, we are in this because we really wanted to help young people, period.
Yeah.
So Saban says it. I understand what he's saying. He hurt, man, because like that ain't why we into the game.
Yep.
Now it's not the same, because if it's the same, then student athletes should have a contract. They should have incentives that they have to hit. They should have a buyout. I can't get up and leave and go to East University.
Right.
Work. Someone come get me right now. They got to pay. They got to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I break up, I don't get my name and likeness money.
Right.
There's kids out here
Right.
still getting checks.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Kids out here not performing, still getting checks. That ain't the real world. So that's why I be telling my team, like, yo, y'all, this ain't the real world. Like, you don't get to like not perform, get NIL money.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Like, that's not work. If I don't perform in 3 years, I'm out of here. And so that's why we can't compare it. But I do believe that student athletes should be able to get paid, whether it's name, image, and likeness, or whether it's revenue sharing, man. Pay these student athletes, man, because we wouldn't be here if it weren't for them. But don't come in with these crazy demands and you ain't caught a ball, shot a jump shot, or blocked somebody.
And real quick, so I agree with both of you. I agree with you on that, Coach. But like, do we blame the players though for this, or is it the system? Because the players are only coming in ask for money because that's what's been allowed and that's what's been going on. I know coaches too in the football side where I know young cats. I ain't gonna name the school, but they coming in getting $300,000 off the bat. So it's like when you hear those stories as a recruit, you're like, well, shoot, I would be crazy to not go and ask for something.
Yeah, the system is broken. The system is broken. I think Lane talked about it. The system is broken. There is a better way. You know, we gotta. Here's the thing: like, name, image, and likeness supposed to be off of your name, your image, and your likeness.
Jersey sales.
Right. But there are collectives out there, and we know this. That's not really. It is, but it isn't. And so, like, I think we got to do a cap on collectives, because you still got to give people the right to make money.
Right.
So you do a cap on collectives and make it fair, you know, Power 5, mid-major, whatever, so that it now people ain't money grabbing.
Yeah.
And then if you got swagger, if you got a following, utilize it and go get paid. Because that's what's happening in the women's side. These women players are making bread off of their name, image, and likeness.
On social media, etc. Yeah. I
love it.
I agree. Like, here's my thing, too. You're not going to get people that come out on mainstream media saying, oh, make the people pay the money back if they transfer or get kicked out. You're not getting it back. It's like student loans. I'm never paying my student loans, girl. Shit. So you ain't getting that money back. But here's what I think you can do. Don't get at the next school. You can't get NIL at the next school. I think that'll start slowing it down, eliminating the
We got
hop and hop.
to figure something out because the market is being driven by crazy. Like you said, someone offered 300,000. Like sometimes I get on the phone and people be like, throwing out. First of all, you ain't even supposed to throw out no number. Like that ain't even how it work, right? But we know. So these cats be throwing out numbers. I be like, look, if you could get that at school X, go there.
Exactly. It's all BS. You can't fool me. Don't play me.
Yeah, I ain't in that market. You know what I'm saying? So this thing wild though, and
I know it is, Coach. I know it is. Man, I love you. I can't thank you enough for jumping on here. We got to do it more after you win it all. We'll have you back on.
Okay. Hey, y'all are invited. I know Lane didn't invite you, but y'all are invited to come down. I'll take y'all to a football game. You know what I'm saying?
Go. Let's do it. I'm there right now too, and say I ain't invited, dog. Hey, love you, Coach. I appreciate you. I'll see you later. Good luck.
Yeah.
Later.
Clap it over, Coach. Yo, man, I ain't gonna lie. It's something about having a strong woman coach and lead you, man. Especially that strong. I'm gonna be real. A strong black woman just bring out a certain. Like I'm ready to run through a wall right now. I could play for her right now, and this is the prime example of why women coaches in all sports are so vital and so important, so necessary. Shout out to Coach Yo. So much wisdom. She's so down to earth. She felt like family right there. I feel like that was a real conversation. So knowledgeable, everything.
Pump your brake. Don't say all sports. Stop. Smitty gets hyped up. We have certain guests on. Smitty will get real hyped, and his adrenaline kicks in, and then Smitty just be talking. That motherfucker just be saying anything. I get that way too, but I ain't saying women go sport anything. Fuck, I should have asked her. I'm gonna text her right now. Should women coach football?
I was gonna throw it out there, but I didn't know. I ain't want to. You know what I mean? Like that's your home.
She not worried about what her boss say. I'm gonna tell you that straight out. We talk all the time. She ain't worried about it. Dog, last year she came on the tarmac and was like, "You're the only coach I'll come on any show for." And SID said, "Hey, you sure you gonna go?" Like, I'm gonna tell you off the record, they was worried about her coming on again in this middle of the run before they even play a tournament game. They're playing this Saturday.
I know, like right now.
And she like, "Nah, I'm going on that." So, like, that's a real one. Love her to death.
Just know I am an Ole Miss fan now, and I hope they go all the damn way. I'm rooting for them every single.
It went to Sweet 16 last year. Sweet 16 last year, and this year they got their veteran team. You know, they got to play South Carolina. They got beat up pretty bad in that game. I know they were injured, but that's the mark. That's the setting point right there. That's the you know, they're the ones. Don has them going. That's a SEC, you know, she finished third place again in that league with LSU and South Carolina. Like, she's doing a hell of a job. She's now getting paid too. A woman coach making over $1 million. She makes over $1 million.
A black woman at that. Let's just keep it funky.
There's two right out the top, Don and her. And then you got Mulkey, of course, that's making big money. So she was the lowest paid, and she's still in the middle of the pack probably. But yeah, Coach Jones was the real deal.
Man. Shout out to her, man. Like she's a real one. That's your what? You say your virtual wife?
Coaching wife.
Coaching wife. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
But she married. She got a great family, man. Her husband's a good dude. And it's shout out to her for jumping on, man.
For sure. Man, you gotta do brackets, bro. Like tonight, low key, like men's and women's, honestly.
I know.
Like tonight.
Let's take a 5-minute break. We got John Runyon Jr., New York Giant offensive lineman, joining us in about 20 minutes. And we'll take 5. We'll be back in 5 minutes. And we got some more sports to talk about.
I'm hungry.
Peace. I'm like, all right. I got the Herbies following me.
Yeah. They appreciate you. You know, in the world we live in today, there aren't a whole lot of people that are willing to just kind of say it like it is. You know, and you guys have created a platform where you're able to do that. That's what Pat has created as well for himself. So, you know, kudos to you guys for figuring that out.
Nah, I appreciate you coming on, man. Some people think you might be the busiest human on planet Earth, man.
You're everywhere, man.
It's been a crazy fall.
I thought I was a hustler and a grinder, man. And I know everybody out there, man, that has a soft side or whatever they want to say. You're a dog guy like I am. Now you added the dog element to it. Your followers had to have gone through the roof, probably on the female side. I don't know. You know, your wife probably looking at your shit like, hey, man, what's going on here? Females love dogs now. Hey, I got to ask you, man, what started that whole thing?
You know, I think everything going on with Zach this year. I've had dogs my whole life. My first dog that I really had was a golden retriever. When I was in 9th or 10th grade, and that dog I had till I was like 30. So I just became a big golden retriever pet owner, just because, you know, everybody gets into a certain breed or a certain kind of dog. And for me, having kids and things like that, they just kind of became family members. And so I've had them for, you know, over 30 or 40 years now. And I've always done more than one. I see you have a couple yourself. I just think it's cool when they have a companion, you know, and so I think it helps them out and keeps them, you know, their spirit up. And so, yeah, I've always been a dog person. This year, I just decided to take Ben out with me, not for the intention of social media or anything like that, but just kind of having my guy with me. And I did it the first time out to Seattle for Oregon, Washington. And these NFL stadiums on Thursday nights, it's funny. I took him on a Thursday night with me because I do the whole week. I leave on Wednesday. I leave today, and then I'm gone till Sunday. So I took him to Thursday, and I brought him into our meeting, a big production meeting in this hotel. And Al Michaels was kind of not a bit, I could tell right away he wasn't a big dog guy. And so Ben just kind of walks around. And when he got over to Al to say hi, Al was just kind of like, so I kind of sensed that, but Al didn't say anything. So I went over and I got him, brought Ben back over. And then after that, the next week, I was like, where's Ben? And I was like, I just thought you didn't want him in the meeting. And he goes, oh, you kidding me? You need to go get him. So I went back up to the room, brought him down. And so from that point on, Al is more intrigued by Ben than anybody. And you know how dogs are, right? Like their personality, they just kind of get around people and kind of do it in their own way. So Al's come full circle on hanging out with him. And so, yeah, I did it that first time. And I just realized how much he impacts everybody that he came in contact with, and just started bringing him every single week from that point on. He's been out on the road with me now. I don't know, like maybe six weeks or so. This is, by the way, if I'm not on the road, this is what he does right here.
I love it.
Mine are on my feet right now snoring, man. That's what they do. It's unbelievable. My good friend Pat Perez, live golfer. We were at Craig's here in LA one night, and Al walked in, man, and we were chopping it up, hanging out with Al last summer, I want to say, or something. So right before the season started, I think last year. So great dude, man.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I know it's probably been a hell of a experience going from the college world to Al and that NFL legacy, calling the miracle and all those different legendary stuff. Has that been like a crazy surreal moment?
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, I was maybe 10 or 11 years old when I sat on my couch like everybody that was alive at that point and watched the United States, you know, and Soviet Union, and all the way throughout his career. I'm a sports junkie like you guys. And so I've watched all his stuff, the Olympics, you know, boxing, obviously NFL, MLB, everything he's done. And I mean, my career, I started with Mike Tirico when Mike was really young. And then I went to Brent Musburger, who was, you know, a guy that, again, our generation, we watched him too. And that was my next play-by-play guy. Then I went to Chris Fowler, who, you know, I obviously had a relationship with doing game day. And then I worked with Al Michaels. Those are the only four guys that I've ever worked with.
This women's head basketball coach, shout out to her. We got John Runyon Jr., New York Giants offensive lineman, just got traded there or in free agency, got scooped up there. A Michigan man. He'll be joining us here in about 15 minutes.
I did want to make a quick announcement, JB. Breaking news for everybody on the chat. So I don't know if he'll be coming on this week, but here soon, man. I never really told you guys, but Just like JB has a brother, Jabrown, I too have a brother, twin brother, identical. You know,
I met that motherfucker. Weirdo.
Yeah, he a little weird. Like, we honestly didn't really get along for a while, but we're trying to get back on the right page. But he has a different personality. His name is Darnell. He's going to start joining the show as a guest as well. I think sometimes him and Jabrown will come together. So just be on the lookout for Darnell, man. You know, cool cat. He will be on the show soon. Just want to let
that is black people shit all day long. Darnell.
Yeah, you know, our parents is a little crazy. They named me Darnell. We were twin brothers, Darnell and Darnell. So you know how shit goes. So just let you know he will be on probably soon, probably later this week or maybe early next week. So just want to let you guys know.
I can't wait to cuss his ass out. Clutch Sports Ole Miss just reposted our interview with Coach Yo. Shout out to Coach Yo.
Already?
Well, I guess maybe they screen recorded it. I don't know.
Go ahead and retweet it.
I did. You didn't.
I'm gonna do it right now.
So we got a lot going on today. Let's get this thing going. Jeff Nadu, by the way, last year at Barstool Sports won his bracketology. So he won that, and he's a guy. If you want to pick your bracket, go follow Jeff Nadu. He'll be on the show Friday. We're gonna do our rundown before we already picked our Thursday winners, but we got to do one, Smitty. We got to do our bracket. We got to do our bracketology.
I think we got to do it. So the men's tournament starts. Is it tomorrow?
Thursday. I don't know about that playing shit. I'm so confused by that. I think they got to play tomorrow or today. Is it today?
I think they play like today to determine like who some of the one seeds will play.
So Texas has to get an opponent. North Carolina needs an opponent. There's a few other teams that need an opponent. So today is the play-in. So again, everybody needs a trophy. Everybody has to win.
Man, I guess we'll see.
What happened to just 64 teams get scooped up? That's it. You're in. 64. I never heard of this. This shit is wild, though. I fucking can't stand it.
He hates change. Anything different, he don't like.
Yeah.
Keep it all the same. Back in the 1976, when I was a kid, we used to do things this way. Why can't we keep things the same way it used to be?
Sure miss it.
Shit was way better when I was growing up.
It was. Fuck. All right. College football news. We'll stay in college. Matt Rule, I think 14 months ago, took the head coaching job at Nebraska. He was hired by a AD and a president. Since then, he no longer works for either one. The president resigned and left, and the AD left and took the Texas A&M job. And I want you to see, Bailey, do you have the introduction to the new athletic director at Texas A&M?
My D coordinator is at A&M, by the way.
Yeah, so obviously Nebraska had an AD who was a legendary guy, goes on over to A&M, and AD, Bailey, AD, not coach. The AD leaves Nebraska, goes to A&M. I sent you the video, I believe, in the private chat today. I texted it to you this morning, way up on top. He goes to A&M as the AD, and it's a straight money grab, and I'm shocked. I'm really shocked that he would leave. I'm talking about Alberts, leave Nebraska to go to A&M. And this shit.
This shit look racist.
Look at that shit.
I'm trying to look and see.
Smitty, A&M got buku money. You can't and at the end of the day, you don't leave your alma mater. You don't leave places like that for another place unless you don't see production or a future or something at your old place. Nebraska must just be a dying entity, dog. They've been horrific for years. Seems like no matter who they hire, they can't get over the hump. and they just now Matt Rule has this to say.
Hey, talking obviously, I know you guys asked me about Trev and the future of that, but there's so much that's right. There's so much that's good. And, you know, I've gotten kind of frustrated in the last couple of days as national people called me and, hey, what's your contract situation like? Well, I'm here, and I'm all in, and Julie's all in. And I loved Ted Carter, I love Trev, and I came because of them, but I came to be at the University of Nebraska, and I've loved the people that I've met, and we're not going anywhere unless you guys kick us out. And so I just want to make sure that I spend my time talking about everything that is right. And the last part of that is our team.
He said, I'm here. I'm committed. Unless you guys kick us out.
All right, let's break open Pandora's box now.
Open it up.
Now the boss's boss is leaving motherfuckers in the portal. When does it end? Now the boss's boss who hired me is shaking my ass and leaving. So now we got presidents, ADs leaving. So now are we blaming the coach for leaving? Are we? See, I'm so glad Coach Yo understands that these cats just can't come in. This is my biggest argument, Smitty, that you can't come in demanding shit that you've never earned. And that's why I always say that on this show. You disagree. She agrees. Glad she does. But she also agrees you got to pay him, blah, blah, blah. I've never said not pay him either. I said it's about how you pay him. I think you can create this whole perfect world. It'll never be perfect, but you can create a much better situation and still get paid. Having said that, we got ADs now shaking. After they hire the coach, they're shaking for bigger money. This is what it is. Money talks. I don't understand the folks that don't get why you left the PGA for the live. Why you left. Like, I asked Weddle straight out. I said, Weddle, your last year, after you won a Super Bowl with the Rams, and you had a few offers from other teams, and you were like, I'm done. If the CFL called you and said, I will give you $50 million for 1 year to play in Edmonton, would you go? He said, I already bought the plane ticket. Yeah, like, dog, money talks. It doesn't matter what league. If somebody offers you $50 million, Smitty, I'm going in the Mexican league.
Everybody got a number.
Wherever. I'm going wherever. Like, stop with the high, mighty old shit. We get it. It's about money. Like, it is what it is. But the truth of the matter is, the fact of the matter is, it doesn't mean it's right. It does not mean that players at 17 to 21, although we want them to get paid, doesn't mean the way they're getting paid is the right way to go about it. It's just not.
I agree with you.
And we're creating hard heads, which create soft asses. It is what it is. But also, soft asses create hard heads. So I just want to be clear. There's a lot of soft asses out here, and not female. So I'm just saying, pause or unpause or whatever you want to say.
That's a bar. I get you on that.
But listen, when are we going to say and look here and say, all right, well, now ADs are shaking the coach.
I mean, what's going to be next? The university going to lead it downtown?
Well, look, the president left there and the AD. What does that tell you? So I take Nebraska, and this guy, you hire me, you're the president of the university. Right. And then my former boss, Tammy, is the AD. And y'all both bounce after 10 months. And it ain't because of no conspiracy. It ain't no. We didn't have no drama. There was no illegal shit. Y'all bounce. Bigger payday. Or is it an equal payday, yet a better situation? I'm looking at Nebraska. If I'm leaving Nebraska and I'm the head coach and my bosses just left, both bosses, my boss and his boss, I got to look at it like I might be in a dead situation here at Nebraska.
Yeah, if I'm a head, if my boss is left, I'm gonna be real. not exact, correlated, but even at Fox when the pandemic hit, the guy who put me on, Whitlock, cut out. Like out of nowhere, cut out. I'm like, damn, okay, all right. He kind of put me on. I was like, all right, but Marcella's still here. Marcella's gonna look out. Well, Marcella's cut out. I said, uh-oh. I said, they're not my bosses per se. But these are the two guys who gave me opportunity to come on air, come on their show, do their thing. So you get a little nervous. So I do understand. And from a coaching standpoint, like the guys who hired you, put you on, sign a contract, whatever, when they leave, especially as a coach, It's like, where's my security? I don't know what this next group of people, what they're thinking, what like they might want to go another direction. It does make you a little concerned, but it puts out the whole I guess narrative, I'll use that term, that it's like, well, shoot, if my president and my AD gonna leave, why shouldn't I leave as soon as I get another opportunity? But it's all trickled down. Although I understand what you're saying, the players, they're young, they didn't earn it. I understand that. But at the end of the day, as young guys, young people, we look up. We watch our parents and see what our parents did, and we try to mock them. So as a player, you look at your coach. Your coach is looking at the AD and the president. If everybody is leaving above you, it's like, dang, well, that seems like the thing to do, even as a young guy. So I'm gonna do the same thing. So not everybody's leaving. There's no loyalty in sports from top to bottom. It's all about money. It's always been about money, but it's really all about money now. No one loves the sport no more. There's no dedication to the universities, and it's just like it's all over the place. So it is what it is.
Like, there's the thing though. Like, I think we've allowed them to think they are equals, though. That's the key part that everyone's missing. We've always had this in life. It's always been the same shit. It's not reinventing the wheel here. But our parents did not allow us to think. Right. Like, my dad used to take my fucking money. I went out and earned money. Remember those days? I don't know if you were too young, but my dad, give me that shit. Like, you ain't earned that shit. I'm like, I just mowed 20 lawns.
That is, but hold on, but keep it real, JB. Now that you're a grown man, though, that's kind of fucked up.
Hey, you owe me now. That's what motherfucker told me. You owe me for fucking groceries, food. Hey, that was real world, though. That was real life.
That's fucked up, man. Like, parents used to use that. Bro. Parents like, I raised your ass. You supposed to raise me. I'm your fuck. Like, what? Yep. That's just the job.
Yeah.
Real quick, before we bring on our guest, man, shout out to Daniel Caps Keynan. He's been gifting out memberships. I think he gifted out 10 total. This is 5 right here. Shout out to you, man.
Stop. Daniel, stop fucking doing it. We don't need you to give out no memberships because they're not bought. They're not paid. We don't get nothing for them. Oh. And by the way, it is false illusion. Stop giving them out. You're not a big dick Willie. Stop.
No, time about. They're not paid?
No.
Oh, I tell you everything I just said then.
No, we got guys that have given out these pseudo shit. It doesn't help us.
Oh, well, hey, baby, cut all that off. Cut everything I just said out. Never mind.
Hey, we got a legend on the show. John Runyon Jr. just got moved over, just signed with the New York Giants. Dad's a legend, big-time O-lineman. Got to hook up with him in Vegas. Pause, I guess you guys say, you young fucks. You gotta be careful. Shout out to our main man, Michigan man, national champion alum, John Runyon Jr. Clap it up. What up, Paul? What up, brother?
What's going on? Good to see you guys. Good to have me on.
Good to see you, man.
Nice to meet you, John.
Catch that night. What'd you eat?
I went there with my fiance, one of my buddies, and we pretty much ordered everything from every section of the menu. We had a good night there. It was fantastic. And
yeah, I don't know. Pat Perez, I was with him. I don't know what he spent. That's just crazy. I got to ask you, like, we were talking about this. It's funny. We're in an inflated world. I mean, I don't know how people survive middle class buying groceries and shit and having families and shit. And I'm looking at it myself like, God, it must be rough. But you couldn't get in the Catch at $1,000 a plate or whatever the hell they charge. Like it ain't no damn, we're not in no damn recession. Shit.
I know, it's insane. And I had dinner reservations somewhere else that night, and I bumped into a former teammate, and he's like, hey, I got 2 more seats open at Catch if you want to, we can go together. And I was like, yeah, that sounds awesome. Of course, we were staying at Ari as well, and there in Vegas, and I bumped into you, and it was funny because you did a cameo for me and my buddies. We had a little fantasy football league, and they had you, read off the power rankings going into the playoffs, and that was so funny that we just got that a couple of weeks ago that I bumped into you, and it was just kind of by coincidence, and it was funny meeting you, talking to you, and chopping it up.
No doubt. Hey, so you're grinding right now. You're working out, ready to go. You just left. You're now a New York Giant out in the Big Apple. Is that a huge change? I guess you went to college in Michigan, Green Bay. You got to play in some smaller areas. Now you're in the Big Apple. we know it's crazy there right now with all this other stuff going on. But in the football world of things, New York Giants are a big time name, Super Bowl champ, many Super Bowls, the Parcells era, the legendary guys that have gone through that organization. Are you happy to be there? Of course, it's a business. And are you ready to go grind and get this going? I think the Giants are still on the rise as far as what they're doing in the offseason. I like their offseason so far. I said they're a sleeper. A lot of people were hating on them early. I'm like, man, the Giants have done a hell of a job, I think, in free agency and in trades. Where are you at with the Giants as an organization going there?
Yeah, the whole thing. I'm originally from South Jersey. My dad played for the Eagles. We lived in South Jersey and kind of still live out in the area. So, hour and a half away from New York, New Jersey. It's nice to get back home on the East Coast, but I spent 4 years in Green Bay, got drafted by them. Really loved it out there. You just kind of just grow accustomed to, everything you got out there. It's real nice, small college town. It feels like a college town, but it's a pro sports town. There's really nothing else like in professional sports that's like Green Bay. So definitely going to miss that. But, one of the biggest parts of the decision going into that was, being close to home, being around family and friends. And that's why I kind of still live in the Philly area. And that's only an hour and a half away from New York. So being able to do that, and I really believe in, kind of what Coach Dayball preaches and going forward and just his attitude and his mindset. And we're just trying to get this thing back on track. And I do think they've had a really successful free agency period, off season. They are building something. They have, I think, one of the best defensive lines in the NFL. It's really kind of scary what they got going forward over there. And I'm happy to kind of build that on the offensive side and get this thing going. And just really excited to be up there and excited to get in there. I think we started in a little less than a month. So I'll be hanging out with my team.
This year has gone by so fast. It seems like the draft's here. I'm like, damn, I just saw you at Super Bowl, and now we're back in the grind, going towards another one, trying to get to another one for you. Let me ask you this. Like, you're going to a new place. Do you prep just as you would a scouting report for an opponent, for a D-line and a 3-tech or a shade? I'm prepping this guy, I know what he does. Are you prepping your team that you're going to as well? Like, are you looking at Daniel Jones and saying, all right, I got to prep how he works the pocket, manipulates the pocket? Does he take off here and I got to know to turn back? Like, are there things that you do a deep dive into as far as where you go and have to have a new QB, a new system to understand how I could better protect them?
Yeah. In regards to that, I haven't watched like a lot of film on the Giants or anything. I just got my iPad a couple days ago and, starting to break it open. I was looking through the day one install, and as of right now, no one really teaching me anything. So I go in there, it kind of just looks like a different language, even though, football is football, but everybody everywhere has their own words, own terminology, and you just got to kind of mix that into how you were taught and what you know. But, I'm really familiar with the Giants. We played them twice in my career, and I've always grew up a fan of the NFC East football, like the Commanders, the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Giants, because that's kind of what I grew up on. So those are always teams that I'm attracted to watch. So, I understand the kind of player Daniel Jones is. I mean, he had a phenomenal season back in 2022, and he looks like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And this past year, he's kind of up and down, just kind of from health-wise aspect. And I know they let go or weren't able to hold on to Saquon, and they got Devin Singletary in there. I think he's a phenomenal runner. Excited to have him running behind me. So, excited to see what they do in the draft as well. I think they hold the number 6th pick, and that's a high value pick. So, I don't know where they're going to go with that, but I know they're going to make the right decision because I know, the management and the coaches are building this towards the future, and it's going to be really exciting to see what they got going.
No, for sure, man. I got a question for you, and pleasure meeting you here as well, man. Talk about just the transition of going from, and I know we talked about a little bit up top, but just like dive into a little bit more. Is it difficult to transfer from, not transfer, but to go from one city to another city, from one team to another team, in terms of just like all the stuff that we don't know behind the scene, like hiring movers and getting, what I'm saying? I'm assuming you probably had a nice home or something, in Green Bay, and having to get all that stuff. Like, talk about just the grind from behind the scenes that the everyday fan just don't know.
Yeah, that's a great question, honestly. I'm kind of like right in the middle of that. didn't really know where I was going to end up. I never actually bought a home in Wisconsin. I was renting a house out there, and I kind of had a feeling like I didn't know if I would have signed a second contract there. Yeah, I would have bought a home out there, but luckily I was renting one, and it's up kind of before June starts. And this past weekend, I just shot back up to New York a couple days after I signed, and was able to tour some houses, and we got an idea of some ones that we like. And now I'm going through the process of hiring a mover where it's going to time up that I can go out to Green Bay one of these weekends during OTAs, help pack up my house, and hire them to drive them to Jersey. And it's a lot. And hopefully closing on the house or whatever we're doing out there lines up where they can just take all the stuff here and they don't have to bring it to my house outside Philly. So it's a lot going on. Try not to stress about it because I know, we can take our time with this. It doesn't have to get done immediately. It's not like we're moving in season. We have a lot of time before the season starts, and I prefer to get it done as soon as possible, but we have a long way to go. But just kind of enjoying this process now. I'm going to take it slow.
Let me ask you a QB question. The growth that you saw from Aaron leaving and leaving it to Jordan Love, who I know a little bit. One of his best friends has played for me at Indy and played at Utah State with him. Like, the maturation of him, like, did you see a big, huge jump? And do you cater that to sitting behind a guy like Aaron? And do you think a lot of these other young QBs are being hurt by not sitting behind the guy? I think Justin Fields is going to benefit from sitting behind Russell this year, or if it does happen, if he gets thrown in the fire, so be it. But if he gets the city year, I think it's only helping their maturation and growth. Did Jordan benefit from that? Did you see it?
Definitely. Me and Jordan both got drafted in 2020 to the Packers, and that was kind of just like an awkward time. I kind of got thrown into it with him. I mean, people were kind of blaming Jordan for being drafted by the Packers, and it was never his fault. It was never his decision to go to the Packers, and that played out how it did. And sitting behind a Hall of Fame quarterback, I feel like can only make you better. And just another one that comes to my mind, not necessarily a Hall of Fame quarterback, is the situation with Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, sitting behind, I think it was Alex Smith at the time. Yeah. And who knows what Patrick's career would have turned into if he just kind of got thrown into the fire like a lot of these guys. And, it's difficult. Some of these quarterbacks come in, they're like 19, 20 years old. That's tough to go in there, wherever city it's in, whereas New York, LA, big franchise like Dallas, like it's hard to go in there and be successful immediately. I look at kind of what's going on with the Bears right now. They're building a stacked roster, but they bring in whoever we think is going to be Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels at LSU. It's they have the pieces there, but it takes a long time for these guys to develop, and I think that really helped Jordan a lot. Sitting behind Aaron for 3 years, and I think he was already mature once he was going into his fourth year starting. It was around us, we had so young talent. We had our oldest receivers were in their second year. Our tight ends were pretty much all rookies, and we had the veterans of the offensive line, and in the running back room, we had two phenomenal running backs. And I think once we got about halfway through the season, everything just started really clicking, and it was awesome to see and be a part of. We went on a nice little run and kind of felt like we had a shot to get the NFC Championship, but that didn't work out. And now my time's done with the Packers, but wishing nothing but the best. I'm excited for the future, and I'll always be connected to them.
They're young. They got a lot of young talent there. I mean, damn, their wideout room, I think, is as good as any young wideout room in football. Let me ask you, did you have any shot at where you went or any of that, or is that just a preconceived? It's a done deal. Your agent, them. Do you have a shot? Did you have any shot at? Oh, I want to go here, or there, or no?
Talking about free agency, right?
Yeah.
There's sort of. You kind of go through. I'd say I was kind of a mid-market guard, just kind of the looks of it. And, the dominoes will fall how they may. Some teams were re-signed their guys. Like I know Kevin Dotson got, re-signed to Ezra Cleveland and Jacksonville. And those are some dominoes that have to fall early on just so they don't get out and, test the waters of free agency. And there's kind of just like tiers of everything, and it slowly kind of trickles down. You can see everybody agreeing to terms on Monday during the legal tampering, and once Wednesday come, that's when you can actually, get signed on and everything. But the way free agency works, it kind of you see everything start up top with the high value guys, and it works its way down. And I was lucky enough to find my way in there. And the bulk of free agency is done pretty much on like Wednesday, Thursday. That's when you want to get in. So I feel like my agent handled that really well. We kind of got in exactly where we wanted to, and other than that, like it was tough to beat New York. Like I said, I live an hour and a half away from there. Fantastic.
So it's a good reunion, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice, home.
Exactly. On the weekends during the OTAs and minicamp, come home on the weekend, long weekend. It would be nice to really enjoy it.
For sure, man. For sure. I got to ask you this. Obviously, you're a Michigan man, and your Wolverines won the Natty this past season, man. Had an incredible year. And now Harbaugh is in the NFL with the Chargers. I guess just from you, being an alum there, I guess how big of a hire, just from your point of view, you think it is the Chargers getting Harbaugh for that team? Obviously, with Justin Herbert, all this young talent there.
Yeah, I think it's great. Coach Harbaugh's track record everywhere he's been. He was at University of San Diego, turned him from doing nothing to a winner. And he did what he did. Everybody knows what he did at Stanford. Got to the 49ers, went to a couple NFC championships, a Super Bowl on the way. And I remember back in like 2020, people were calling for Harbaugh's job, and they wanted him gone. And I didn't know who else they were going to hire. I knew they had to stick with him, and he surprisingly was able to take a pay cut and get this thing turned around and just rattled off 3 national semifinals in a row, and eventually the third year got that national championship. And it's just really awesome. And I know that he's going to carry that and sustain that with going to the Chargers. And I think everybody knew that once he got that national championship, like he wants that Lombardi Trophy. I really know that Super Bowl loss to his brother. I know
bittersweet.
I know that stings him. And he kind of talked about that when I was at Michigan. I remember him bring that up every now and then. He kind of feels like he sits down at a Thanksgiving table. That's the only thing he's thinking about. That's just his mindset. That's just how he's wired.
Whole family.
He exactly. He's just a competitor all the time, and he'll do great up there. He's a quarterback coach. He's a head coach. He's a great offensive mind. So I know he's going to get with Justin Herbert, and it's going to be really flawless, seamless. And I think Justin Herbert is going to have one of his best years.
What do you know about Dable, Brian Dable? And I know he's another guy, a great offensive mind, gets fiery, gets after it.
Josh Allen out a lot.
yeah, I love seeing it from a coach. Did you have conversation with him, or is that just agent to GM and organization, or did you have a chance to talk to Dable, or you don't even get to do that?
No, you don't really even get to talk to him. Not even up until that Wednesday, the start of the new league year. And everything is kind of going between agents, and there's talks back and forth. And but when I got to the facility, I think I went there, signed Wednesday or Thursday, after a physical and everything, and talking to him. I got to meet a lot of the staff, and kind of went into this blind, not really knowing. There I am, like in the car on the way up to New York, like researching like who my offensive line coach is, who's the offensive coordinator, and that's just kind of how it is. You kind of get thrown in there because obviously coaches change all the time in the NFL. So but yeah, I really like what he's talking about, and he just has these like just mantra, just attitude and toughness and physicality. That's kind of stuff that I've really based my play on, and really excited to go there and kind of start to build this. And kind of as an offensive lineman, we take a lot of pride in, like I said, like our attitude, our toughness, and how we carry the team on our backs. And you kind of feel that, and I'm excited to bring that to New York.
I gotta ask you this, man, because I played in the MAC. I played at Ball State back in my football days. Didn't have a chance to play in the NFL, so I was always curious. How are the practices from a standpoint from college compared to NFL? Like, I always hear that for a lot of people, they say college was like way harder than the NFL. I want to hear from your perspective, though. Being a Packer for a while, being an O lineman in the trenches. How would you compare the two? Are they pretty similar, or is it a big difference?
I'd say it's a big difference.
Okay.
One of the things I remember the most we talk about all the time is during spring ball at Michigan, we would have 4-hour practices, and we're on the field for 4 hours. And it was kind of just like like a toughness check. And some guys could do it, some guys couldn't do it. And I don't think in my career I ever missed one spring practice, not one rep. It's tough. I mean, the first, I'd say 45 minutes is like a walkthrough. And then, I mean, you're still on the field in your pads and your cleats for 4 hours long. And they break it up. Once we get halfway through, you get a little 5-10 minute water break. And we're out there doing combine drills and full pads. And it's just a fun time. But it really is. I kind of blocked it out because, there's just a lot of pain, toughness, and grit involved in that. But going to the NFL, these are guys' jobs and their livelihood, and the coaches, they have a responsibility, to take care of us because it's also part of their job responsibility, and for us to be on the field and be able to perform for us and them. There's kind of connectedness between the coaches and players, and they take that seriously. So they have their practice schedule, but there's at times where coach will look at the players and be like, how are you guys feeling? What do you think about this? And we're kind of able to fine tune the practices. And once we get later on the season, I mean, NFL season is pretty much like 18 to 25 weeks. So once you get later in the season, a few games in, this practice start toning down. It starts to get a lot more mental, and you have to be kind of a mature team to handle that because you're not getting those physical reps, but you have to be able to get those mental reps and translate that over to, when it comes game time.
John, I appreciate you jumping on here. I got to ask you before you get out of here, so, you got all these mock drafts, you got all these so-called pseudo gurus and all this shit that never are right. But so the rumors are Giants are going to draft a QB and they're not happy with Daniel Jones. I'm a Daniel Jones guy, so I like Daniel Jones. I think he could do something, but Smitty's not. But anyway, let me ask you, do you even pay attention, give a shit less? Or because trench monsters are different. I don't think people realize O-line, D-line, they're a whole different ballgame. They could even give a shit less, or they're like, listen, I'm going to block for whoever I block for. Yeah, we want to win. And if that quarterback, so be it, happens to be the guy that wins for us, so be it. But do you care who they draft, what they go after? Do you even listen to the outside noise as a guy up front? Or are you kind of just, all right, I know what we did, what we got. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard not to see it. It's kind of blown up all over social media. And, I really have no say in it, and it's going to happen however it shakes out, however the upstairs feels about it, whether they want to go offense or defense. But whoever's back there, I just hope that they can do their job and do their 111th on the field and help us out. And I don't care who's back there, whatever quarterback back there, just we just need to get the ball out on time, and I'll be happy as offensive lineman.
Hey, people don't realize, get it out. That's what I'd be coaching with the Q. Why your ass having them block all damn day? You know who they're blocking against? Dudes that run 4.6.
Yeah, it's wild the way that defensive linemen have just morphed into these superhuman beings, being 280 pounds and 290 pounds and running 4.4s and 4.5s.
Are you happy in your division? Speaking of Fletcher Cox, probably a Hall of Famer, captain of that Eagles defense. You won't have to face him twice a year. And then Aaron Donald in the NFC, obviously, Hall of Famer, sure ballot, first ballot guy, especially an undersized guy who everyone said he could not do it and all this, and then he just dominated. I think O-linemen, is there a thing to that, or you're like, fuck, I wanted to go against them?
I played Fletcher once, and I grew up an Eagles fan, so it was really cool that I got to play him once. Now I'm in his division, so yeah, I'm kind of happy he retired. And when I played the Rams 3 times, and Aaron was hurt 1 time, so I played him twice, and then that's enough for me. I feel like I did a fine enough job against him. So
is he as good as advertised? Being not we watch it, we see it, but you actually got to feel it. Pause. Is he as good as advertised?
Definitely, he's just a different type player than what you're kind of used to. He's not a big guy, but he's just so strong upper body and lower body. Obviously, he's able to kind of just. He understands weight and leverage. He's able to manipulate it so well. Just using his hands. He doesn't have to throw his body out of whack. It's all really tight. And Like he's small, but he's still got a powerful rush. He understands the game. He knows where the ball is going to go. He's really smart. He jumps out of gas, but he puts himself in position to make plays all the time. And I'm not going to miss playing him in the NFC. That's for sure.
Who's your biggest, like, I hate going against this guy right now since those two are out now. Who's like the guy that you just like, fuck, we got to double him every time. We can't let him split the double. I got to get a hat on. Like, is there a guy you just hate to one out? You're 3 techs on you. You're solo with them. You can't do shit. You're not getting a double. Like, you're the backside outside zone unless you're ripping it through his ass. Or you got to lock him up in RPO or something. Is there a guy you just like, fuck, I don't want to lock this dude up?
I mean, there's obviously a couple of those guys. Ones that come to my mind is number 98, Simmons from Tennessee.
Big boy.
I mean, him and Chris Jones, I feel like, are really similar players. They're both like 6'8", feels like 320. And obviously I'm not that. So, every snap against them, like, you can't take a play off because if you do, they're going to expose you just naturally. That's just the kind of person and player they are. So, you're out there, you try to keep them a level head, don't get them too riled up. Let the game play out how it is, and hopefully, they're bound to win their battles here and there, but you just try to go out there and limit that.
You know what? You just mentioned something I think is interesting. You said try to keep them level headed. I know when I used to play 3 technique. I wasn't a big like trash talker on the field. I would talk if the O lineman was starting to talk a lot. I would say something back, but I wasn't a guy that just went out there and just started trash talking. I kind of stayed calm and cool. Kind of, respectful. It's kind of a mind game where I'm not really pissing you off, and it was kind of an advantage for me. What's your style? Like, are you more of a trash talker in the trenches, or are you a guy that's a little bit more like I'm gonna be nice to them in a way to where it's like kind of fucking with their minds a little bit? Like, how you describe that?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I try to go out there and be nice to them. If anything, like I try not to say anything, but
yeah.
As you say something to me, like I'm going to clap back. I'm not going to be the first one to speak because I kind of know, like, mentally, if like you are the first one to speak to me, that already means that like something's like really bothering you and aching you. But I'm not going to take that. I mean, I'm not going to be the first one to give him like the satisfaction of knowing that I'm bothered by whatever's going on. But as soon as he says something to me, like I'll have a clap back for him. But I'm out there. I'm not trying to start any troubles. I'm not trying to necessarily do anything after a whistle because nowadays you can get fined for stuff like that. But I'm always prepared. You never know what's going to go on out there bottom of the piles, but you always got to be ready.
Yeah, I love it.
Hey, I used to love the piles. John, man, when's the wedding?
Getting married in July.
Oh, July. Okay.
Right around the corner.
Yeah.
Right before camp?
Yeah, right before camp. Right before.
Congrats, man. Got to meet her. Great woman. I appreciate you coming on, man. And congratulations on that and everything you got going on back home, closer to home. Wish you guys luck this year with the Giants, man. And I'll be watching. I have to come out there, man. And or if you're out in the West Coast, I got to see you. I'll come out and check you out.
Definitely.
And appreciate you coming on, man. We got to do it again.
Definitely. That was a fun time. I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate it, John. Appreciate you. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.
Clap it up, man. John Runyon Jr., man, New York Giant. JB, I'm not gonna lie, man. This has been a good day for you. You brought on some really great guests today. Sometimes you bring guests on, they're kind of mid. Today, you brought on like some really great guests, good energy. They were all the way into it, excited to be here, man. So this shout out to JB. Everybody in the chat right now, show JB some love, man. Give him a hand clap, show him some love because he really led today's show in a big way. And he doesn't always do that. He did it today, man. And it was.
I was actually feeling the other way. I was actually like, I'm getting tired of carrying the show. I'm getting every guest on every day, and I was like, "Fuck, when is Smitty gonna step up?" But I'm glad you said that. I appreciate it. We got a lot going on. We got about 6 minutes, Smitty. Let me ask you something real quick.
Real quick. All right, fast. I'm gonna give you a fast answer too.
Who do you see when you see that logo?
Marcellus Wiley. I'm sorry, Josh Allen. Fuck. That's why I saw
your youth tells a lot. Your youth says a lot. Fuck.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with Josh
Who
Allen?
do you see, chat? Who do you see when you see that logo?
Say it quick. Say it quick.
All right, Smitty. Who do you see when you see that logo?
Marshall Faulk.
God.
Is that bad?
So young. So
Eric
young.
Dickerson.
You never even saw Eric in that uniform. God damn. These are tough ones. Like that one right there to me is Jack Youngblood.
Ooh.
You don't even know who that is. Deacon Jones.
Deacon Jones.
Jim Everett. Flipper Anderson. Isaac Bruce. Marshall Falk. Aaron Donald now. There's just so many. Greg Townsend.
Ooh, we just had Greg on too. The Raiders.
Howie Long. Marcus Allen. Tim Brown.
You know what comes in my head though? NWA.
See, Ice Cube.
For real, Ice Cube. Like this first thing came to my mind. Dead ass.
You gotta look at like Jim Plunkett. You gotta look at like there's the Stabler. Like there's so many guys with the Raiders, man. Like it just goes on and on and on. Bengals.
He said Hushmanzada and Chad Ochocinco. Joe Burrow.
God damn.
What you mean? That's my era. That's my era. Like
Anthony Munoz.
Of course.
Come on. Anthony Munoz out the gate. Boomer Esiason. Icky Woods. I mean, there's, you know.
But Chad's personality was like out there more. So, like, you just saw him more.
Yeah.
Like, Munoz is the greatest Bengal ever, but we didn't see Munoz. Like, you know what I mean? He was low key. We saw Chad.
Corey Dillon. Pac-Man Jones.
Corey Dillon's a big boy, too. Big Ben. Howie Long.
That's a tough one right here, boy. You got Terry Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw. I said Howie Long. I mean Terry Bradshaw.
You got Franco Harris.
Ooh.
You know, this list right here.
James Harrison.
Utah Jones.
Ooh.
Like, there's just too many. Kevin Green. Jack Ham. I mean, Lynn Swan. There's just too many names. Jerome Bettis later on, yeah. Oh, man. Troy Polamalu. Like, I mean, they're just, you know, Jack Lambert. There's just too many guys for that team right there.
Hey, Ryan Clark.
This motherfucker said the name that I just do not like at all. Ben Roethlisberger before he choked a bit. Like, all those type of cats. The Steelers have great people. Like, let me
Cam Hayward, TJ Watt.
Long Beach Insane. Let me ask you something.
Hey, just naming motherfuckers now. Just name who.
Well, that's kind of what they.
I know. That's what they were. They were the Pittsburgh. I know. I'm with Snoop Dogg, the Yellow Real.
Bill Cowher, Terry Bradshaw. You got to say Terry Bradshaw. He might be number one.
You got to say Mike Tomlin, really though.
Yeah, Terry Bradshaw, black and white. I take white guy.
My wife just bought me this homemade avocado, so I'm not gonna eat it till the show ends. But she just walked in and handed it to me, man. Get you a wife, man. Get you a girl who really love you, who care about you, who want to do for you and will make any sacrifice for you, man. Come on. Man.
Speaking of Ryan Clark, I don't know if Bailey got this in or not, but Ryan Clark went to Twitter last night.
Yep.
And called out your guy.
Who's my guy?
Tiki.
That ain't my guy.
He said, "This is pretty easy, Tiki Barber. I'm in New York all week. Would love to meet anywhere y'all would like. I have no problem. I didn't say you know where to find me. I said I'm easy to find. As in anything further, I'm willing to discuss in person as adult men and professionals. Once the jackass and dicks got to flying, there was no need to
respond publicly.
I spoke on my experiences with Tiki, no name calling, just the truth, blah, blah, blah. So y'all tell me where you want to meet and we'll meet. No cameras, no mics, no public talking after.
It's 3 men.
3 men in a room. Who's the third man?
I don't know. Oh, maybe it's co-host. Maybe Tiki's like co-host probably on the show.
Yeah, I think it is. Who's worse? I'm not gonna ask you.
My thing is, I don't know all the details, and like I know you ain't really cool with Ryan. I don't know Ryan, so I can't not be cool with him. I don't know him. But I will say this though, as a man, and again, I don't know his personality. I don't know if he's just doing this for social media, just like, I don't know. But as a man, though, if you got a problem with me, let's handle it face to face as men. I do respect that, just as a man, point blank, period. Too many people get behind the keyboard when to type, and maybe he is typing because he knows they're not going to actually meet, and he's just doing it just because it looks good. But if he's like being honest, as a man, yeah, I want to meet face to face and see what the issue is, and we can move forward.
I call bullshit only because I've had these issues with Ryan. Here's the issue I call. Like, these two are very well-known people. They have people that can get them in touch on the phone privately without ever going on Twitter. You can't tell me that Ryan Clark can't get a hold of Tiki Barber privately and not put that message out there on Twitter.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dog. You doing that for protection. He doing that for protection. He not doing that because you real one and you want. Nah, you're doing it for protection.
But let me ask you this though too. So that's a hell of a point. But also, if you publicly went at me publicly, then I'm going to publicly respond. I'm not going to keep shit behind the scenes.
Ryan Clark went at you publicly first.
True. That's a good point. That's a hell of a point.
It was. Tiki never called out Ryan Clark until he had to defend himself and say, hold up, dog. You don't know me. Like, why are you putting my name in your mouth?
But, JB, you also told me that Tiki is a weird motherfucker. You said that.
He is.
So I know you don't like Ryan, but Ryan might be right in this situation.
But it might be if it's a fifth, we'd all be loaded. We don't know. Like I said, we don't have a platform the size of Ryan Clark and the Pivot and everybody else, right? The thing that we said our piece though. Like, dead to me is a little harsh to me to say that about a cat that you had no negotiation value with. We said that on this show. I said that was kind of some bitch made shit. I wouldn't have said that. Dead to me. You're not even fucking in his circle. Right. So how are you dead to him? So we both agree we're on the same page on that. But then Ryan, you played in the league. You played in the era with Tiki. You played in that same era. Like, you can get a hold of each other. And if you say, boom, why don't you come on the Pivot? That would have been a better thing to me. Come on the Pivot, dog.
Because you play in the same era, I mean, we cool. I mean, I gotta.
I didn't say you're cool. I didn't say you're cool. I said we could talk to each other because I know I can get a hold of you. Come on. I don't need to tweet it out. I'm being real.
I hear you. I think you don't like Ryan. So even if he's right in a situation, you ain't gonna never act. You gonna find a way to say he's wrong. So let's keep it.
You're absolutely right.
Thank you.
Let me break this down real quick though. The future of the NFL coaching begins in Tampa Bay. Congratulations to our 25 finalists for the inaugural Tampa Bay Buccaneers National Coaching Academy, dedicated to finding the best future NFL coaches. Guess who's on that list? Can you please?
I zoomed in. I saw some big time guests on there, but big time coaches on there potentially.
Who'd you see on there? I see Esther Alancer.
Let me tell you who I saw.
From the Rio Preto Wilders, Salo La, Brazil.
Yes.
His name is Esther Alancer.
I also saw Ashley Cornwell, defensive assistant coach at Bucknell University. She's a coach right now, has the experience. Ashley Cornwell. Looks like she's very knowledgeable of the game.
I also see Candace Davis Price.
I want her to coach.
She bad.
She performance. And don't say nothing bad about her. I don't give a.
It's crazy how you want her to coach because you want to look at her.
No, because she's a performance coach and she's in shape. If you look at her face and her.
Okay, here we go. Genevieve Humphrey, assistant strength conditioning coach at Georgia Southern University.
Look at her neck and her shoulder. She knows how to work out. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When it comes to strength conditioning, women know how to work out. That's not a man-specific thing.
Here's one for you. Kirsten Schwetzer, Director of Football Operations, University of Wisconsin, Platteville.
She's also assistant wide receivers coach. Can you say her full name again, please?
She's deserving.
Say her name again, JB, please.
Kirsten Schwetzer.
Okay, all right.
Schweitzer. And that's the last one. I'm looking at these guys.
There were 30 coaches on there. Why'd you only point out that particular group that you named?
I'm looking at these other motherfuckers on here too, and I'm like, God damn. So let's be clear here. Let me go back to the beginning here.
Yeah, please do.
Go back to the beginning.
God is good. God is great.
This is a joke. Amen. This is a fucking mockery. All right, let me go back to the beginning. Earl Chambers, a brother. Nathan Griffin, a brother. Preston Hadley, Mahomes-looking cat. William Henry, a brother. Felton Huggins, looks like a hood, real black hood cat. Felton Huggins Jr., Kentucky State head football coach, by the way. So he's been there, done it.
KSU, I know people play there.
M. Jackson, Boston, Massachusetts, a brother. Tavon Mason Jr., assistant coach, West Side, Macon High, Macon, Georgia, out in the hood. He got a white T-shirt on. He got a pro club on the picture. He hood.
He got weed in the pocket right now.
John Matthews, BGI academic academy co-coordinator. I have no idea. Brother, though, from Denmark, though.
Ooh.
So not a real brother.
Nah, he's
Julian Miller, defensive line coach, University of Tennessee, Chattanooga.
You getting them right.
Trey Odom, defensive back coach at Texas A&M. Young cat. Brother. Jeremy Patterson, assistant head coach, special team coordinator at Mississippi Delta JUCO in the building.
Yeah.
Mississippi. Rodney Salisbury Jr.
He's serious.
Coach at Whitehaven High School in Memphis, Tennessee, in the hood. Kirsten Schweitzer, Genevieve Humphrey.
You can go to the last page. There's some more brothers on the last page.
Candace Davis Price, Esther Alensar out of Brazil that doesn't even fucking play football, and Ashley Cornwell will take a man's job opportunity, and that is what you're cool with, I guess. I guess that's what everyone's cool with. By the way, there's another Nelson Vasquez. He's mixed. Got to be Ashton Walter.
He's black.
Tennessee. Ashton Walter's a brother, and then Steven Still looks like one of my former players. He's out of South Dakota, Pierre, South Dakota.
I want the best coaches to coach.
Well, it's not the women then.
Well, if that's what it is, that's what it is.
But it's not.
JB, all I'm saying is this. We are in agreement. All I'm saying is this. I think men in the football space are better suited to coach us. I agree with that. But I cannot go as far with you to just be like, women shouldn't even get the opportunity. Like they don't even, like, it's 2024, JB. How am I going to say an actual job itself, you're not allowed to play? You're not allowed to do it. That don't make sense in 2024.
It does make sense. I don't understand how you guys are really fighting this.
How do you have a career that's like somebody just can't do at 2024?
A Brazilian girl who don't even play the sport is gonna be more qualified? Come on.
No. I didn't say that.
Stop forcing this shit, Smitty. You're killing the kids. You're killing the future of the sport, homie. You are. And D. Jones,
I'm doing it.
White boys taking brothers' jobs, homie. It's still a boy who played and has a qualification. You can talk about all the shit you want with the race card. It don't matter.
But hold on, no. That's a good point. You brought up race stuff. You gonna do it, then do it. A lot of these white motherfuckers been taking our job for years. So if you care about race, don't just say women. Say this the white man too taking the jobs. Keep it funky.
Not female. What are you talking about? We're talking female. Get the fuck out of here. And don't even talk about it. We have more brothers coaching right now than we have forever. And when Flores got fired, y'all should have talked about that. You all were ready to get rid of him. White boys wanted to get rid of him. Everyone wanted to get rid of him. He got a job, dog. Got a job. He got saved. I know white coaches who have been fired and castrated out of the fucking business.
He got saved by another brother. Another brother brought him on. Another brother brought him on. He said, I got us.
Guess what?
I got us.
Look at me. Oh, everybody's quiet. I have more brothers than any of you motherfuckers. But look at me. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. D. Jones, you have no fucking clue about that shit. Motherfucker just want to drop call. Get the fuck out of here. Women have no space in this profession. None.
Nothing. So, hold on, real quick. Strength coach.
Nope.
Assistant.
We already talked about the titties in my face, Smitty.
JB, now listen, we being funny on that. You think a fucking street coach is literally out there with her fucking bra on? Because come on, bro. We just had Coach Yo on. Like, it's some real ones on there. Come through, polo on, covered up, dressed like they're not out there. They know. Come on, JB.
That's not the point, though. The point is she has big titties. I mean, Smitty, come on, homie. We talked privately. You already know going in. You just said, Candace, I can't wait for her to coach. Come on, homie. Why can't you wait for her to coach, Smitty? Because she's going to get you to fucking use your hands and fight off the double?
She's a street coach.
Because she has ass and titties. Stop. Keep it funky.
Time out. There are men that coach women's basketball, and the women might be like, "Oh, he probably got a big pipe. He look good. He's strong. His chest look ooh."
They have an equivalent sport, Smitty. Stop skipping over shit.
No, stay with me though. I know that.
There's no what I'm talking about. Sport. Women don't play football.
That ain't what I'm talking about right now. We're not talking about that. You're talking about the fact that the woman got breasts. She can't be in the weight room because it's a distraction. So I'm saying, okay, if that's the case, why you shouldn't be no men's street coaches in women's sport? Because women they like to look at men.
Moving the post. We're talking about the NFL. Why are you all keep moving it? You keep forcing this shit on us.
It's relevant though in what I'm saying, JB.
Discussion to basketball. Why are you moving the NFL discussion to basketball, homie? A sport that women play. They play the exact same 5-on-5 basketball game that men play.
I'm about to throw up, JB.
Oh, sport that women play, homie.
I'm about to throw up right now, JB. You are not listening to me. I'm saying we're talking right now as a strength coach, period. Stay right there. You just said the strength coach can't be in that football facility in the weight room because she has big breasts and men are going to be looking, they're going to be wanting to have sex with them. That's what you said, correct? Okay, boom, stay right there. Stay on this topic. So the same equivalent in any women's sport, talking specifically about strength and conditioning in the weight room, specifically there, they should not have a male in there teaching them that because at the end of the day, women got hormones too. Women get horny too. And if they're looking at a man who's not supposed to be coaching them, the same effects that a woman would have on us, the man would have on them, correct? I'm asking you a question. Has nothing to do with the basketball or football. We're talking about strength and conditioning coach.
You can't stay on the NFL thing. I don't know why. I'm not moving the goalpost. I'm sticking to the NFL. And that is where you keep moving. You're trying to force a round peg into a square hole. It blows my mind. I don't understand how you don't get it. As a man that played football, I don't get how you don't get it. I really don't. I'm questioning myself right now. How does Smitty not get this? Like, how did Matt not get this? Like,
so you think
blows my mind how y'all don't get it. Like,
you think we should make a law that says, okay, starting 2024, moving forward, women are banned from coaching from football.
NFL
football. So college is cool, but NFL football, okay, cool.
You know why? Because they should earn the right to coach college from coaching in high school and youth football and learning how to go to camps and train and teach and coach a camp. Get your own room in a high school. Show that you can coach and manage a group of running backs. Then you go to college and then you coach in college, you GA. And then guess what? Now you put in some work. But a Brazilian where the country plays soccer to just skip over all these men and go straight to the NFL, get the fuck out of here.
Can I jump in real quick? I'm with you. I agree 1,000% on exactly what you just said. No. What you just said, I agree with. So let me ask you this. So if a woman goes through the grind, assistant coach, GA, high school, they do all the qualifications. Are they then allowed, in JB's eyes, to coach at the NFL? Yes or no?
No.
So why the hell you bring that up? Why'd you even bring it up?
Because the point of this whole conversation was that women are skipping straight to the NFL. Is that not the conversation?
And that's not right. I agree with you.
Okay. So you just asked me a simple question and I gave you my answer. Still, no. I'm not letting my daughter coach in the NFL because of the fact that our dicks are going to get hard looking at them coach us. It is what it is, Smitty. It's not basketball. I've been in the Big Three private rooms with Lisa Leslie, and she motherfucked Joe Johnson. She motherfucked Stack.
Yeah.
She was their coach. I've been in there. Lisa and I are cool. I was around the big three at this time. I said, Lisa Leslie is a motherfucker. Yeah. She ain't playing. Them men that played in the NBA, by the way, were fucking like this.
Thank you.
Stop it, Smitty.
Hold on. There are really good women that know how to lead, though, JB. Sport. There are more, but fuck the sport. It ain't about the sport. It's about the personality. It's about who they are.
We're never gonna agree.
There are more yo-yos than yo-yos. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
I don't get how you're equating basketball, the same sport the women play as the men, to football.
But you
I don't understand how you don't grasp this concept, dog. I don't get it.
Grasp it.
I don't get it, dog. I really don't. I don't get how you think coaching basketball is the same as football. I don't get it. Like, whatever you want to call me, sexist, whatever.
No, I ain't say all that.
Not you. I'm saying whatever everybody wants to tell me. The bottom line is, dog, why is Coach Yo coming on the show? Because she don't agree with you. She agrees with me. Why are women still okay with me if y'all think I'm so sexist? Because they know this is a joke and a mockery. And the women that agree that women should coach in the NFL also agree that biological men should fucking race women in sports. That's the same people, Smitty. It's the same people if you look on Instagram.
No, I'm not. Let me just clear the air. I'm not on that. So that's a whole other conversation.
No, you're not. Of course you're not. We wouldn't be on the show together, obviously. Number two, you see the comments. And I know you got private comments that you've told me, oh, yeah, well, some women. But on my side, the women are like, fuck. Besides one crazy one that actually had a rainbow and a guy playing as a daughter, we get that side. But you already know. You and Marcellus both are on the same side. And we know Marcellus always keeps it real. Hell no, I'm not letting my girl faces my boy or my boy face.
Hell no, my little sister. Hell no.
But like I get what you guys are saying too, but I don't think you understand that basketball. You understand it too. That's the crazy thing to me. That's why I don't know. We'll continue this at another time.
Me and JB, like, we're yelling right now just because like we get emotional about it. But like, I'm not that far off from JB. I keep trying to start the whole conversation off with, like, I do agree that men in football. Men coaching men is the best. That's the best solution. It makes the most sense because how I know the environment. It's masculine as hell. The conversation we have it's nasty in there. It stinks.
That's really it. You should just cut it off at that. You shouldn't even talk about actually coaching me because
I'm with you. My only caveat in this chat, listen to me real quick, chat. Y'all so quick to be on JB's balls that y'all don't even like just listen for a second. The chat, they love, like, you can say you can say the sky is orange, the sky is fucking green, and it's good. All I'm saying is this:
fanfare lately. You got a lot of fucking fanfare lately. I'm gonna keep it real.
The small caveat is I'm saying if a woman goes through the rigor.
Let's be real though. There's a reason why Matt, and not you really, because but Matt's strong take on this, and he got obliterated. In the chat room, right?
Yeah.
And you're getting it right now for the fact that people think you are okay with a woman being coaching over a man. I don't think that's your take. Your take is a woman can coach if she knows blah blah blah.
And she goes through the rigor. That's all. She goes through the same.
I'm against all of it. So I'm only straight up this way. That's it. So I'm all for conversations and having them and all this. There'll never be a way that anyone can get me to okay and agree that a woman should coach in the NFL specifically. High school, cool. It's a JV. We got little kids that aren't very good anyway. She can learn how to coach. It's all fine. But in the NFL, it's just not realistic. Let's just be honest. It's not realistic. And it's not, in theory, conducive for any man's success. Like, period. A woman doesn't know. I would not feel comfortable, Smitty, going to a woman's space and trying to act as if I know it. I just don't understand why we're in this fucking discussion. Like, I wouldn't want to do it. I get secondhand embarrassment for the women who actually think they should coach in the NFL. I don't get it. But we'll always have those discussions. It'll be it's an opinion-based deal, and you have the right to have your own. That's what makes conversations great, especially disagreements. So it is what it is, and don't start bringing up made-up humans. I don't want to hear your fucking troll asses in the chat. Shut up. That's definitely not. So stop. Great show, Smitty. We went 20 minutes over, like it ain't no thing. We're always gonna disagree with that. It is what it is. I love Smitty for coming in and being real and telling us his side. Because if other people, fuck that. He's gonna live on his side. I'm gonna live on my side. That's what makes this show great. And if you don't think so, then get the fuck out.
I'm leaving tomorrow. I got to take my girl to the airport in the morning, so we got to figure out time. We'll figure it out.
I want to go coach women's softball today.
And you could kill it. You would destroy that shit.
But you know what? I would take a woman's job. I'm not for that. See, I'm just keeping it real. I'm not for it.
Think about yourself sometimes, JB. Think about yourself.
Cool for women. Cool for women to come on over.
Think about yourself. You gotta be a little selfish in this world, JB. All that little friendly that shit ain't gonna work because they don't give a fuck about you, JB. Trust me. That's what I learned in this world. They don't give a fuck about JB and Big Smitty.
I taught you that.
Oh, well, act like it will show. If you told me that, practice what you preach then, partner.
2,500 on Twitter.
That's my live too. I taught you that.
About the kicks. Come make me, bitch boy. Come make me shut the fuck up. That's the thing about you motherfuckers. You soft pussies, dog. You pussies.
Yeah.
Smitty, good show. Let's talk about what we're going to do. I can arrange my cats to come set up the lounge. And we'll do it in the lounge. It'll be fire because I'll be smoking in there all morning. You got bread. You have avocado toast because we'll have cameras. We got the lounge. We got the fucking big screen. We got the cigars. I might drink some whiskey at 6 in the morning. Fuck it. It don't matter to me. Fuck it. YOLO.
Could you have an AE there serving us drinks and food that early?
Gotta get a gig by them. I
could. Like some mimosas early in the morning and some toast.
I don't do that. That's feminine. Again, that's why I think you like females coaching football. I just can't do mimosa.
That's why you ain't got no girl, JB, because you gotta get in tune with your feminine side a little bit. You ain't gotta be.
I'm all good with that, Smitty. I'm all good with that, but can't do the feminine mimosa. What is that? Orange juice and wine or something stupid? Something stupid. That's just fucking stupid. It don't even fit, Smitty. Orange juice and champagne? What the fuck are we doing here? Do you want some avocado toast with that and some fucking? You want to sip your cup like this?
There's some fruit.
D Jones, you gotta put your real face up.
Hey, Ronnie Branson, watch your mouth.
I'm scared of Trevor Lawrence. I think he's declining.
I'll beat Ronnie Branson ass. If you in LA, let me know. We're gonna meet up. He been talking shit the whole show. I've been letting him slide. I will beat your ass. People think I laugh and stuff. They think I'm just like, I can't choke your ass out. I will beat the fuck out you.
What's his name?
Ronnie Branson. I will beat the fuck out you.
Who is he?
I don't know. That's the point.
Racist.
Some lame white dude think he hard.
Racist, got a beanie. He think he hard. He think he had a brother. He grew up with a cat. A brother used to come by and they used to walk home to school together.
Right.
And then
he's the one white dude around black people, so now he feel like he's the dude. He's fucking
Ronnie's brother though beat his ass one day for being around the brother at school, and then he just totally now he hate brothers.
Yeah. So I see him. If he out here. Nah, JB, you ever wish motherfuckers, I don't know if I should say this or not. I been telling my wife, I'm like, man, I wish we had like 9 lives like cats. Because there be certain instances a motherfucker need to get like, yeah, like they need to be handled.
But I've been telling you this, Smitty. What do you mean? That's what I've been telling your ass on this.
It's just a situation where mama need to get handled, JB, like just to prove a point.
Y'all created this social media soft shit.
Motherfuckers be moving around too freely, thinking they can do what they want, and I'm like, they really need to be like, even in the car, people be doing disrespectful shit. I'm like, I wish I could just take care of that man real quick, and you know what I'm talking about.
I used to throw ice at car windows in the freeway in traffic. I was a shitbird, Smitty. I was a real shitbird. Pound the like. We're 30 minutes over giving you extra time, and we didn't even realize. I straight up said that, like, I was a shitbird. I'm going to tell you right now. I was a shitbird. I was like, so we'd be sitting next to your car parked on the freeway in traffic, and we'd throw ice at the window, and then we just act like we didn't do it. Right next to you. Motherfuckers be looking at us and shit. Like, I was a shitbird, right? And then act like, and just try to keep that face like you can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
You got to play it off.
My homeboy's just shotgun, like bumping the music. They got the window down, music and shit. We were shady, dog. And they looked over at us and didn't want no peace anyway. So it's fucked up. I feel for them now. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, I was fucked up.
Let's do it again one time. I'm going to pull up. We're going to drive around your hood and just do it one more time for the hood.
Hey, Putin threatens full-scale World War III if NATO sends troops to Ukraine.
All right, then y'all hit that like button, subscribe, man. We can see y'all tomorrow. Slap Dick Nation, we appreciate y'all. Bailey, you know what to do, man. Taser away. Peace.
Get pressed so fast you don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown, kill the ass a rap. We what the game's been missing. We switch.